ruins every film before it. Because if no, check it. If Emperor can come back, Darth Vader can come back.
Yes.
If Darth Vader can come back, Obi-Wan can come back. If Yoda, just bring everybody back. Just bring them all back. Nobody dies. Nobody. It's television. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. Nobody dies. It's like wrestling. Nobody dies.
But who came back? This is what I do.
Okay, so you watched the original Star Wars.
Maybe till
but you remember the scene where, like, you know, if you will not join the dark side, then that's Father, please. Oh, he's going to kill my son. Oh, and he throws the Emperor in.
Yes.
That guy came back to life.
Ah.
They never explain how. They never explain. It's not even kind of like oh my God, that fall, he broke my back, but thanks to the force. No, he's just there like, I've always been here. I survived. I cloned myself through special movie magic. Can't kill me. And the worst part is like,
in which part he
part 9, Rise of the Skywalker. He doesn't appear in any of them. He doesn't appear in 7. Doesn't appear in 8. In 9, he just pops out like, haha! It was on me. It was on me. And the worst part is like, the man, right? He has been hiding. You know those big spaceships, the Star Destroyers.
Yes.
He's been hiding all of them under the ice for ages. He's just like, I was just hiding them, you know.
For ages.
I used the force to make them. I used special force to make.
Yes.
How? It's like, this is what I love about Andor, because Andor, right? It's kind of, it brings everything down to the ground level, and it makes us look at the implications of all those kind of like political manifestations that have been going on. Like, for example, building the Death Star. We're all there going, oh, build the Death Star, oh, they destroyed the Death Star. There were civilians who built it, right?
Yes.
Contractors, engineers.
Yes.
Like, that was, when that thing exploded, that was genocide, right?
Absolutely.
That's where Andor is looking at it. That's where Andor, and that is so interesting, because it's like, you look at, no, it is though! It is! It's like, you look at somewhere like the Empire, and you're like, okay, who runs this? Who are the low-level people? You know, the assistant managers. The assistant manager is looking at it from a proper kind of like, look at how fascism works on the ground level, and that is brilliant. That is brilliant. And the problem with Star Wars is that they just shit on it. They don't even look. How does it make sense? How does an emperor who is dead build Star Destroyers? Not just one. Not even, if you built one, I'd be like, okay, cool. Maybe he found it and he used the force to build it. He built several. Several. More than 2. Like, how much space is he like Elon Musk? Does he have Twitter money? He just here's my card. Build me. Shh, don't tell anyone. Shh, don't tell anybody. Like, it makes no sense. How can you how can you make such a large army and keep it a secret for that long? So much of that film. In fact, I would say all 3 films, the 7, 8, 9. Because the thing about J.J. Abrams, right? He does this. He makes his movies using this theory of black box. What's inside the box? The idea is like, you create a whole bunch of secrets. You don't answer them, but then as you keep writing, the answers come.
Yes.
But the problem was, in the first one, he put in all these secrets, and then another director did episode 8, and that director was like, I'm going to ignore everything we did, right? You understand? Because the first one was, when he made episode 7, the whole point of it was like, oh, you know, let us reboot the franchise, and it's Skywalker, and they're using, and then the white guy came in, he was like, no, legacy doesn't matter, right? Anybody can be a Jedi, so scrap everything. So then the first actor, the guy who did 7, came back and did 9, and then he just removed it. He just removed it. So they're like, Palpatine is back. The Death Stars are 200. This guy was a bad guy all along, and it was such a waste. And he came out in the middle of the pandemic, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he came out in the middle of the pandemic.
When you were most vulnerable.
When you were most vulnerable, when we all wanted something good, you know? Like, I'm just happy I got to watch, what's it called? Avengers Infinity War. That's how you do it. You know?
5 minutes.
Yeah. No, sure.
Yes.
I've got it all out now. Sorry.
Good.
I've got it all out now.
Дръж така.
So we can talk about Fortnite or something quiet, you know.
No.
Something quiet.
We can talk about the new Mario movie. Fuck that film. Anyway, we can talk about the new Mario movie.
Actually, one of the questions I usually ask is about the Death Star, but we'll come to this.
Oh God, I can talk about the Death Star for ages. I just the implications of the Death Star. Okay, so my favorite Star Wars, right, of all the new ones is Rogue One. I love it, right, but it has some problems. One of the problems is that in Rogue One, the Death Star can use light speed.
Huh?
Yeah. It just goes boom, it just appears out of nowhere. Light speed. Okay, cool, fine. I love it. It looks great. But if you remember, in Episode 4,
Yes.
the Death Star was trying to get into the correct position to destroy the rebel base.
Exactly.
And the whole final scene is about how slow it's moving and how quickly. So if they could use
Where is light speed?
now? Where did the light speed go? Where did it go, motherfucker? You just stay watching the film going, if this is there. But I love the film. I love it. Like Rogue One is the closest I've ever come to crying at a Star Wars, because there's a bit where, what's it called? There's this girl. She's supposed to be this great rebel, spy mercenary, and then they rope her in to do this mission, and she's always hated her dad. And then one day she sees what's it called? One of those footage they have. And it's the dad, and the dad has basically he left a message for her, and he just be saying like, "This is the reason I abandoned you. This is the reason I left." And I just went, "Oh my God, daddy issues." Oh, yeah, that was but it's still a wicked film. It's a great film. I rate it. It has some mistakes, but it's a good film, and it's the people who made that film that made Andor, which is why Andor is so good.
I never watched both of them.
Okay, well, there's your homework. Rogue One
Yes.
and Android.
Rogue One, I can
Rogue One. Andor is the prequel to Rogue One. So you watch Andor, and then watch Rogue One, and then because you watch Andor, watch Rogue One, and then because Rogue One is the prequel to Episode 4. It's between Episode 4 and Episode 3 and Episode 4. So you can watch.
There's Darth Vader, my favorite.
Oh God! Oh, the Darth Vader scene. Oh, I've never clapped so hard for bad. I've never clapped so hard for a bad person doing bad things. Oh yes! You just
Choke the guy.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was so good. When that guy's like, "Please take it, just go," and it's like, "Meow."
I have to watch it.
Good times.
Which one is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah?
Which one?
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
But then you watch Rogue One and you're like, okay, right? So Darth Vader's doing this thing. Now Darth Vader is fucking powerful. He sees the spaceship going away. Why did he stop it? With the Force. Why didn't he stop it with the Force?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, why did he just...
Because he's
It's like, reverse.
a person of contradictions, you know.
Yeah, he was like,
Between
you beat me now, but next time I'm like...
Or maybe likes to play round 2. Okay, that's
Yeah.
up to you.
I'll let you go.
Like the cat.
It's not fun. He knows his shit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You know the shit
Darth
as well.
Vader, Cat Vader.
Cat Vader,
Cat Vader. Likes to play with his prey. Yeah, that's a good theory. Woo.
Добър вечер на всички. Джошуа и Иван като са ни на гости. Говорихме си за Star Wars, за Rogue 1 и за...
Rogue War и Andor.
Andor is a completely different moon.
Yeah, it's about the walkers.
Ewoks, yeah.
Ewoks. За мечетата.
Yeah. Do we have time? Can I?
No, we're live, I think.
We're live 5 minutes ago.
All right. Okay, so I have a daughter, yeah, and I have this really, really sick idea of how to get her into Star Wars, like really blow her mind. So back in the 80s, there used to be.
Okay, I have to translate for the people. Така, Джошуа разказва как е намерил начин да запали дъщеря си по Star Wars.
Okay, in the 80s, there used to be this spin-off cartoon called the Ewoks.
Да, 80-те години имаше популярен картун, който е продължение от вселената на Междузвездни войни, наречен Ewokсите или Ewoks или Локитата в България на български.
So my plan is, I'm going to get my daughter and make her watch all the Ewok cartoons when she's 5.
Планирала е така гледането на епизодите, че да ги завърши до 5 годишна възраст, докато навърши 5 години.
And then when she turns 7, 8, watch the original Star Wars. She watched 4, 5, 6. And then when she watches 6 and she sees the Ewoks, she's gonna be like, I know them! I know them!
Когато изгледа оригиналните две трилогии, да намери и да ги разпознае.
8-year plan, I got it down. 8-year plan, it's gonna be sick. Yeah.
Good dad. Здравейте всички и от Джош.
Така, сега първо да поговорим за какво сте дошли, не тук, ами какво ще правите в петък.
Да, с Джошуа е в България за 4 дни. Повода е серия от събития, които заедно с Цветан от Аларма Пънк Джаз и аз като Стреч, псевдонима на плейлиста, който правя и така нататък, каним Джош, каним The Comet is Coming, каним The Repeat Beat Poet, който е поет от Лондон, също и MC, има и хип-хоп проекти, също и радиоводещ, който в момента вече открива така 4-дневката. Джошуа утре ще бъде хедлайнер в Singles от 9 часа на Verse in Universe. Един така формат за градска поезия, но в смисъла на хип-хоп малко. Повечко бит, повечко така римуване, каквото познаваме от тази музика, отколкото нали, класическо поетично събитие, каквито София за щастие си има достатъчно. Джошуа ще е утре главната атракция, гвоздия в програмата. Както виждате, много добър, много така с енергия. В петък вече е голямото нещо. Голямото нещо в този смисъл, че The Comet is Coming, група, която преди 2 седмици разтресе Лолапалуза в 2 уикенда. Следващия им гиг е в София Лайф Клуб. Гига е разпродаден. Не знам, аз не се чувствам вече добре от това. Много се радвахме със Светан, но вече ми е малко тъжно, защото сега дали ще има няколко човека, които няма да могат да видят. Но имаме нещо по този въпрос, после ще направим с вас, за хората, които ни гледат. И в четвъртък от среща, както се казва тук в About Last Night, Repeat Beat Poet, заедно с локални котки, както сме ги кръстили, джазмени от родна почва, от чернозема, български, не само софийски, тромбон, бас и барабани. Ще направят много интересен сет с поезия. След това и с няколко кавера на хип-хоп, класики. Няма да издавам сега чак всичко, едно по едно. Сега сме да говорим с Джошуа.
Ти за утре каза ли всъщност?
Утре.
Can I just say 2 things? First, I just want everyone to know I understand everything they said. Don't think that I'm kind of I was just waiting for my chance to butt in. No, but I just yeah. I also want to give a shout out to the guy who mentioned Ewoks Battle for Endor. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to come, but someone there knows about Ewoks Battle. Now that is a Star Wars fan. That's one of them dyed in the wood people. Because Ewoks Battle for Endor. That I watched that and I was like, I don't get it. This is Star Wars, but it's not. So my plan is to make her watch stuff like Ewoks or Battle Endor and then make her watch Star Wars. Because by that point, when she sees like Ewoks and 2 things, her brain's just going to explode. I might have to go to jail for murdering my daughter.
Значи този план за преподреждането на реда на изглеждане на филмите от вселената на Междузвездни войни. Така, малко...
Let's change the... Как е фон на английски?
Background.
Let's change the background.
Let's.
It's something proper.
Can we change it to like the trench run?
No.
Hey! I like that.
Yes. It's better like this now.
Now it's...
Влязахме вече съвсем в стилистика. Така, само да кажа това, което ти правилно каза, че пропусна. Утре от 9 часа в НДК в Singles е Verse in Universe, ред в вселената. Поетично хип-хоп ритмичния ни формат. В събота... В събота, пак от 9 часа в София Лайв са Джошуа с така много джентилен откриващ сет специален. Писта машина след това с фадроната изриват всичко. И след това The Comet is Coming показват нещо много хубаво, много завършено, много така лъхащо на голямо, на Сега, тая дума купешко хич не я харесвам. Нещо готово, завършено, такъв проект, който в България, нали, рядко успяваме да видим в траекторията, в този момент от траекторията, когато трябва, когато е най-силна една група. The Comet is Coming са в момента по-добри от всякога, бих казал, макар че има един така момент при тях, че малко сега ще преспят нещата, понеже Шабака Хъчин, саксофониста, има други планове, съсредоточил се върху флейти, кавали, дудуци, шакохачета от цяла Азия, ходи и събира, правят му къстъм. Андре 3000 от Outcast, му е гост, записват, ще му влезе в албума. И защо обръща внимание на кларнета и на флейтата и оставя саксофона, който пък тук е основната движеща сила.
Comet is Coming е банда, която последните 5-6 години в България така доста навлезе, изключително много са пускани по клубове в София, Намерете също, което дава яснота.
Въпреки че нали, групата малко със страшния лейбъл джаз така е в началото и не всеки, нали, ако просто гледа плоча в магазина, нали, с тези абстрактни тип Текла Алексиева, нали, обложки от Галактика, какви са техните плочи, нали, страхотен артворк, може малко да има една дистанция, но в момента, в който си пуснеш някое парче от тези, особено по-така, на шега ги наричаме с Цецо химните, това е обезоръжаваща група за танцуване. It's a dance group as well.
What?
The Comet is Coming.
Yeah. I think I pity the fool who comes to a coming show and doesn't want to dance. Like, you don't come there to stand and stroke your chin. It's not that kind of jazz. It's not that kind of jazz at all. It's like, it's going to be very intense, and you will sweat at the end of it. Like, they are guaranteed to set your blood moving. I remember, you need to translate this to the people.
Okay.
Maybe. Actually, this is our first time.
Yeah.
We translate and don't translate.
I lived in every part of London, fam. Every part of London. Right? Don't. Which part of London? Who you take me for? I lived in north, south, east, and west. Name the part, name the postcode. I was there. South, west, south, east, north, west, north.
Kensington?
Eh?
Kensington?
I was in Kensington. No, of course I wasn't in Kensington. Why would I live in Kensington? That's rich people land. I ain't rich. Do I look rich?
Така, говорим за The Comet is Coming. Джошуа заявява съвсем така от първа ръка, валидира, че музиката на тази група е доста интензивна, доста физическа като заявка, като изпълнение, от друга страна като респонс на публиката, и Джошуа обещава на всички, които са на концерта, да се поизплатят така обилно. Аз вече се поизплатявам.
Okay. Yeah. So the first time, I think I told you this story before. The first time
за първи път, когато ги е гледал.
The first time I saw Shabaka performing Comet is Coming, I had actually gone to see like a 12-piece brass band.
Ходих да гледам една духов оркестър от 12 члена, които бяха основната хедлайнера на вечерта.
They were performing in East London. East London, yeah?
Източен, повтарям, източен Лондон.
They were performing in XOYO in East London.
Да, в този клуб XOYO, да.
And I saw Shabaka in the crowd. And I was like, hey, Shabaka, what are you doing here?
Шабака, какво правиш, приятели, тук?
And he was like, oh, I'm supporting them. I'm supporting them with my band.
Подграващата група.
And I was like, oh, it's Sons of Kemet, because I've seen it.
С Sons of Kemet, тая, която ми показа твоята група.
And he said, no.
Той казва, не,
we're called The Comet is Coming. It's a different
това
band.
Това е The Comet is Coming. Съвсем различна група.
I was like, what does it sound like? I was like, you see.
Как звучи, ще чуеш.
And they were so loud, so raw, so relentless. Like, they exhausted the audience so hard that when the 12-piece brass band came in to perform, people started leaving because they felt it wasn't as good. They were like, yeah, this isn't as hype as I expected it. The other band is kind of, they've stolen all the hype. This is just a bit too mellow. You know, when you run really hard and then someone says, let's go for a nice strolling. I'm like, no, I'm tired. Plus, this isn't really working for me. So yeah, we just left after that. I just left. I didn't even watch the band I had come to see because Comet Coming was so good. So if you are one of the lucky people who bought, no translation. I'm sure you understand me. If you are one of the lucky people who bought ticket, come with 2 pair of clothes, yeah, because you are going to sweat. and you need to change your clothes. Do not stink and ruin it for everybody else, yeah? You hear me? Sophia?
Значи, две ризи. И нито една на ближния. За вас...
Tell them!
За преобличане, да не разсините, хладничко е, притесняват се родителите. Тук само се сещам. I wanna tell a story about an exploited show. Групата Exploited вчера видях, че свириха и се сетих за един техен концерт. The punk band Exploited. 2007 they were playing here again and there was some fighting outside of the hall. Сбиха се пред универсиада. И аз вътре си гледам концерта. Mondo Generator, Билли Гулт тогава, бистришките бари и Exploited. И в един момент гледам телефона си, 20 позвъняване от майка ми. При което пронизваме шиша, излизам навън, вдигам и тя казва, жив ли си? И си казвам, благодаря, да. My mom asked me, are you alive? 20 missed calls. On the news they showed, there has been a fighting outdoors, outside the hall, the concert hall. And my mom, what do you think she's thinking first when she sees a fighting in front of the hall with a rock concert? My son is there. So,
That's fine.
don't let mom think my son is there, wet shirt on his back. And
Exactly.
Save mom the worries.
Save mom the worst. Yeah. You know?
2 or 3 shirts.
2 or 3 shirts.
If you don't come with a 2 pair of clothing, come with money. Because there will be a merch table. And you can buy merch. You can buy a shirt there.
Are they bringing merch?
If they don't bring merch, come.
We'll find out something. We'll find out
We're gonna
something.
find out. We'll find out. If it's only to. I mean, if you bought tickets, you find out. Yeah.
Is there merch or no?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they are bringing much, but
Yeah. Fingers and toes crossed.
but they have too much checked-in luggage, so maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. No, I imagine.
So many.
But I mean, this is the last. Yeah. This boy. Come naked. Come naked. I mean, you won't make it in, but as rock and roll, that is the most rock and roll. Just
Hip Hop was right.
hip hop was like, come naked. That way you don't have to wear any clothes. This man, I don't even know what your name is, but he's a
It's the
Daniel.
same. It's the same guy.
Saying a battle for the hug.
Yeah.
Is this fellow? Great
I told you,
genius.
Cyrillic.
Yeah.
Опитвахме сега в трамвая, в метрото на идване.
Stop telling them I can't read it. I can't read it.
You can't read Cyrillic.
I can't
But you
read it.
Latin
It's Cyrillic.
English alphabet.
He said, better come naked. It's easy.
Yeah.
You see
Cyrillic. Ела go. Добре.
I will be some kind of face control.
Yeah. Alex is going to be there. He's our bouncer, actually.
Oh.
So we you know,
Yeah.
we connected. Добре.
Okay.
Много емоции. Но така е, от днеска, утре, в други ден, сряда, четвъртък, петък, събота.
Дай сега да повторим час, забравих.
Добре.
Утре ли е първото
Не,
събитие?
тази вечер
първото.
първото в Габа, Лусе Гуси.
От колко си?
След малко, след половин час,
От
както се
21.
вика, така можем
Директно
на
натам.
бързичко с един така по-ранния Джан Франко Зола бърз спринт да стигнем до Габа на не Раковска, на другата улица.
Yeah, but that's happening right now, isn't it?
No, it starts
30
after.
minutes.
No, I asked them to start a bit later, so we
Yeah,
can, you know,
because it's
go
really
around
serious.
time, so,
I
yeah.
told you I understand.
Ако не гледа някой в Габа, моля, задръжте ги.
I don't
Задръжте ги.
understand this man. I don't understand him.
Лусе Гуси е афропартито на Дарипи.
Loose egusi.
Лусе Гуси.
It's not loosey goosey.
How is it?
What is loosey goosey?
Loose
egusi.
Лус
What this
Егуси.
means? What is the meaning?
Egusi is like it's a kind of
Семките на
vegetable.
пъпеша.
It's like a little seed that
The
you can
seeds of the
grind.
watermelon.
And yeah, it's a watermelon. Yeah.
Семките на пъпеша.
And then we use it to make a soup called egusi soup. And the thing is, there are 2 ways to make it. You can either make it the right way, where it's really thick, or you can make it loose, and then it's really terrible. So
Yeah.
it's a kind of like a joke on that. It's like, oh, this is bad egusi,
Рядка супа.
you know, but
It's
bad
meta.
meaning good. It's meta. It's a whole Nigerian, West African.
Вътрешно
you wouldn't
заводски
understand.
No, I've been to
Hummus.
Nigeria 3 years. Come on, man.
Is the one.
Why are you asking me
I
this?
speak Hausa.
Oh shit! son.
Yes. I can Agudia.
I don't speak.
Yeah,
Hausa. I don't
you
speak.
don't
I don't speak.
speak-
Hausa. Well, like to like.
In some respect, he's more Nigerian than you.
He's more Northern Nigerian.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
from Kaduna.
You know,
Are you South?
that's like me learning one Balkan word and like, ha
Of course.
da, motherfuckers,
I know, I know. Sentence in Kausa.
Oh,
Dangidan masu wanka drwankas.
yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you.
Legit.
My, look at the time.
Actually, it's a kind of swear.
Okay, that's
This is the first things you
you
learn.
learn. No, you have to. You
Yes,
have to.
you
I
have
mean, I what's it called? It's the first thing I learned. I live in Sweden now.
Why Sweden? You told me this, and I was very, you know.
Well, what thing was I did a gig there with my band Benin City, and I afterwards because we were supporting this band called Portugal the Man, and it was a lot of gig, hotel, leave, gig, hotel, leave, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go clubbing in Sweden. So I went clubbing, and I met this girl. Now we have a chat.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was a choice between either kind of like stay in Sweden, like travel to meet her in Sweden, or because we're chatting during the pandemic, and I was like, oh, we might not see each other for like 18 months. So the choices were stay in Sweden, come over to see her in Sweden, or she comes to see me in the UK. And the UK was going down the pan, so yeah, Sweden, banging. Lovely place.
Джошуа разказа как така по време на пандемията
I think they understand.
Some of them, but some of them maybe not.
But
Hey,
we are
Sweden,
obliged.
bang bang, good time. That's it, done. Universal language, come on. We're chatting mass now, everybody understand mass. 2 + 2 = 4, mass.
Страхотно. Добре.
When are we talking about games? That's why I'm here.
You want to talk about games?
I want to talk about Tekken. See, the thing is like, right?
Yes, let's talk about games.
I think everybody just needs. I think okay. So thing is right. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the new Tekken 8. It's not out yet. Obviously, I can tell. This is where the camera is. I'm not just.
Yes.
Yes.
I really.
Actually, it's there, but anyway, it's not a problem.
There are two of them, man.
So, anyway, as I was saying, so
Look what Violetta wrote. Finally, you invited an African American on your racist show.
I'm so Violetta. I'm so happy you said it because I was just there like.
Those guys are racist.
Oh, you can speak
Yes,
Hausa. You can speak Hausa now.
speak Hausa,
You can speak
yeah.
Hausa now. Missed that. Say the entire. Yeah. Anyway,
Just in time.
Tekken, right? Tekken 8. When they showed the first trailer, it looked chef's kiss, amazing. It was clean. It was very, very kind of like down to earth, grounded. The graphics looked amazing. And then every trailer after that has been terrible. And it's gone from this fighting that seemed fairly realistic and fairly kind of like rooted in sort of real kung fu stuff, real martial arts, to this big anime waifu. Everybody's somersaulting in the air and hitting themselves several times. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is boring. It's too flashy. There's so much happening. I'm a big Tekken 7 fan. I've been playing that since what? It's almost a decade now. Seven. Yeah, 7.
10 years old now.
Yeah, it came out in 2013. It's a really old game. I've been playing it since day dot, since it came out on PlayStation 4. I told you I'm going to talk about Tekken. I've been playing since day dot. And I love it to bits. Like, I'm not the best. I've only just recently started getting my Yatsa rank. You know, I was on Fujin for a very, very long time. And, you know, I use a lot of, like, the tricksy characters. So, Lei Wulong, Xiao Yu. I mean, I will fuck you up with Xiao Yu. And Asuka Kazama, I got my, reversals down pat. And I just feel like Tekken 8 with all of... And also, I just want to mention, I'm a defensive character. I like to kind of wait, counter-attack. And with Tekken 8, a lot of the conversation they've been having is like, oh, we want to make it aggressive. You're always fighting. No one has any chance to be defending. I'm like, oh, what about me? What about me? What about people who we're not fast with the fingers? I'm an old man, right? I can't move fast with it. I have to wait and then look for an opening and then attack. But I can't do that if everybody's attacking me all the time. Like, that you're ruining the game. I want to talk. I know the Namco Bandai is situated in Bulgaria, so I want to Namco Bandai.
What is that? Please, can you translate?
Yeah, Namco is
Namco, they're the people who made Tekken.
Компанията Namco
Yeah.
се производи...
Stop translating. They know what I'm saying. Look at it.
He translated to me.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. Yeah. So I'm just saying,
Namco
Namco Bandai, if you can hear me, stop fucking up Tekken 8. Stop it. You are going to lose a fan.
A major fan.
A major fan, right? You're going
The fan.
Like 50% of Sweden is me, right? Just so you know. 50% of Sweden is me. All right. Now that we talked about Tekken, I want to talk. I feel like should I tell him about Fortnite? But nah.
No, tell. No, it was nice. Tell them about
They're not ready for my opinion.
Still taking people.
Yeah, I played Tekken. My favorite character was the wrestler. What?
With the tiger mask.
King.
Remember the guy?
King.
Yeah, King.
I mean, you know what? Say, hey man, Petco. Lovely name. You are a loser. You use King. You just want to grab people and slam them on the floor. I hate you. Hate people like you. I'm joking, man. I wish I was good at King, man. I used to love. I love watching people play King because King, he's like a grappler. So I mean, he's got other moves, but really, you're all about positioning and then grab them and then put them in like several different grabs. Like you can basically take out 70% of their life because you do one slam and then you do another slam and the other person just pressing buttons trying to break the slam. And that used to be me, man. Fucking nah.
I was a good Jack person.
A gun Jack. I love Tekken 2, Jack 2, 1. Yeah, I used to love Jack. Jack was because when I started with Tekken 2, I was all about like the character that take the most damage. So it was all Jack and Kazuya, you know. And then when I started playing Tekken 3, I was like, ooh, Lei Wulong. And then I discovered Xiao Yu. I was like, oh my god, I can trick these people to thinking I'm over here when I'm And then,
I played only once Tekken, so I just don't understand what you're talking about.
I come on your show and talk about the one game.
Retro segment. Eddie Goro. Capoeirата.
Capoeira, yeah. Eddie Gordo. Oh, I thought it was breakdancing. Yeah. When I first heard I thought, because I lived in, why are you laughing? I lived in Nigeria. Nobody, who came to teach us capoeira in Nigeria? No one.
Yes.
So when I saw it,
it's a Brazilian. Although in Brazil there is a lot of Nigerians.
Yeah, the Nigerians came over and they're like, hey guys, there's this game called Tekken. You can't do that. All that is not breakdancing. It's capoeira. No, I thought it was breakdancing. I was like, there's this black guy in Tekken who beats people up using breakdancing. And yeah, I used to love him back in the time. And then it was actually through that game that I discovered capoeira. I mean, I'm no good at it. I can't do it. I can't do breakdance. But I love watching it. It's great. And the thing about capoeira and Eddie Gordo is for cheap people. Cheap bastards.
Yeah. In Bulgaria, capoeira always turns to caipirinha.
Caipirinha?
Yeah, always go...
Well, when you drink that much, there's no difference anyway. And but anyway, let's talk about Gears of War.
What?
Gears of War.
Actually, I play only 2 games.
Which games?
Dota and CS. Counter-Strike and Dota.
Counter-Strike and Dota. Okay, we can't be friends.
Yes, I know.
We can't be friends.
You can. No, come on.
Maybe we can try at least.
Dota, mobile games, I have never got into.
The Bulgarian hospitality, come on.
Huh?
The Bulgarian
Okay, cool.
I
mean, I appreciate Counter-Strike. I mean, I prefer Call of Duty.
It's a classical game.
It's a classical, classical, you know.
And he's very good actually, this guy.
Okay. Do you play Rainbow Six?
No.
Rainbow Six Siege?
He plays a lot of games actually.
Do you play Rainbow Six Siege?
No.
Only once.
Only once?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Rainbow Six. The thing I like about Rainbow Six is destructible walls. So I just take my hammer, smash a wall and shoot from there. That's me. You know, Gears of War Xbox. Yeah, Gears of War on Xbox, man. That was the thing. That was the thing.
I never had an Xbox. I was a poor guy.
Oh man, guys! Like I've had almost every console. I've had at least one console from every generation.
Really?
Commodore 64.
Commodore
64. The
Nintendo. Bronze Age.
Yeah, that is proper Bronze Age.
Yeah.
The Nintendo Entertainment System, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Xbox, PlayStation. I never had a Sega Mega Drive. That was always a neighbor's. I'd go to the neighbors to play. And,
Actually, this is so nice.
Yeah, I had what's called PlayStation 2, Xbox, Nintendo Wii, Game Boy Advance, DS. I never had a 3DS. Didn't have a Wii U, but I had a Wii. Now I've got a Switch, and I've got a PlayStation 4. I had a PlayStation 3, I have a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox 360, and Steam Deck.
Does your daughter play along with you?
Huh?
Does your daughter play along with you?
No. Well, why? How is she going to play Tekken?
I'll show you how Radha 10 years
No,
old
I know
plays
Radha
Tekken.
can play, but my daughter's one.
Yeah.
So I don't let her play.
She's still one.
She's still one.
She looks
She's still
so
one.
much
You see, Petro understands. Petro understands. He's heathens here. Commodore 64 was the one. I used to have this. I used to play. What's it called? Because the Commodore 64, there was this company called Ocean, and back in the day, what Ocean used to do is, if a film comes out, they would buy the license and make the game. So I played Rambo, RoboCop, Miami Vice, Great Escape. How do you make a game out of Great Escape? Like,
I don't know.
it was a really bad game.
I don't know.
Yeah, Platoon's a film about, Vietnam War being a bad thing, but the game was just you shooting everything. You shooting everything. So yeah, that was me and the Commodore 64. And they used to have these tapes, like, it wasn't cartridge, it was a tape. You have to put a cassette tape.
This I remember.
You press play, and then you hope the tape isn't dirty, and then it loads, and then hey!
You wait for 30 minutes.
You wait for 30 minutes.
If it's not loaded, you go
That
back.
is the thing about these you kids, apart from Petco is a don. You kids know nothing. You're like, oh, now loading time. We used to wait 30 minutes, and sometimes you didn't even know if it would load. You all these kids, your kids of today.
I always thought
whippersnappers.
we will never divide into generations on gaming, man.
Oh no, but we are. We have
Gaming
to.
unites.
We have to. These.
No, you don't agree.
I'm sorry. These young kids, they have it so
Actually,
easy.
Daniel is not a kid.
Huh?
He is not a kid.
No, I know him. No, he's cool. He's cool.
No, not Petco. Daniel.
Did you know?
The last
Too
one.
cool. No
Okay.
problem, too cool.
Okay. Two cool people.
Yeah.
I couldn't even Cyrillic, so obviously I couldn't read it. But
Yes.
yeah, it's an emulator for Tekken 3. We can play on the show. I would love to, because I have hands. I can pass out hands to people, but I don't want to play against people who clearly aren't on my level. So we just have to put that to the side.
Oh.
But yeah, no, we can't. Us, and kids of today, like, oh, you can play any game you want. Like, you look at the Steam Deck, right? What I love about the Steam Deck is, like, PlayStation games, Xbox games, PC games, all on one system. Nintendo games, all on one system. Because of it can run emulators, right? I can play Super Mario Odyssey, pause it, play Halo, pause it, play Gran Turismo, pause it, all on one system. Do you know what I would have done to have that as a child? One system!
No, it's portable device.
It's a portable device as well.
Whoa.
Do you know what I would have done to have that? We were playing 2D games.
Yeah, I know.
16-bit 2D games. And before that, we would win.
Hold in place so I could go and pee.
Yeah,
remember this,
all this one, you can quick pause and quick resume. You pause it, you switch off your system, and then you switch it on and you start. No, back then, you finish it. You start and you have 1 hour and you finish it, or you have to start the game from the start.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden. Super Goose and Ghosts. You don't know what hard is. You play Dark Souls, like, oh, it's a hard game. You don't know what hard is. Back then, when we had to pass the pad because we only had one pad, and everybody was playing because it was so hard. So we wait for someone. We play Ninja Gaiden. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because, like, I feel like kids of the day, they have it so easy and they don't appreciate how difficult it was for us. Even just blowing to cartridge, that's nonsense. Blowing into cassette, right? Having to straighten out all of the tape because if it gets wrinkled in just one point, it won't load.
Rewinding on pencil.
On pencil.
On pencil. And also
joysticks.
Putting a finger so it goes a little bit slower.
Yeah. Joysticks. With like the trigger buttons. Because who A and B. We didn't have A and B. We had just fire. That was it. All your games were one screen. None of this scrolling nonsense. One screen. These kids, we're not the same. We were forged in fires.
I know,
but that
made us also wiser.
Yeah.
And And you are not you're wisest. You're the wisest, obviously.
I'm just because like I look at gaming right now and I'm like, oh, they have it so good.
I think there is no time to go back through, as if go back and read all the literature that was ever written. You can't do that.
No, true.
I hold up music regarding music because that's my thing.
I just appreciate the space that I'm in now. I appreciate that I'm an old man, so therefore I have to behave like an old man. And that part of that is telling young people you don't know shit.
Yes, of course.
You don't know shit. You ain't ready. You ain't ready for them days. You ain't ready. Super Nintendo? Huh? Forget that. Atari. Forget Atari. Commodore 64.
Commodore.
Come to me when you understand Commodore 64. Right? Top Gun. Wireframe graphics.
Is it expensive on eBay?
Well, Commodore
This is
64.
Commodore,
Yeah, I'm sure. To find a working one. And because, what's it called? When I lived in Nigeria, where I was born in London, and then we went back to Nigeria for a while, and my dad took all our Commodore 64, and they all broke down because they weren't used to the weather. Like, so, yeah.
Humidity.
Too humid.
It's in South Nigeria, because North Nigeria is not humid. Where I'm from, it's
You're
not
really
humid
pushing it
at all.
out.
Sorry to tell you this, but in the
well, in the Midwestern state where I was from, it was fucking humid. Video games didn't last very long there. What's it called? I love gaming. I really love it. It's my job. If I wasn't making music, I would be doing something regarding video games. Like, because that is...
you know so much you can actually
do it professionally.
Come here.
I mean, nah, man. You guys are nice. You're nice to be. I just insult your audience and look at them in the face. I'm like, you know nothing, you know, and I yell for like 15 minutes. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
they're used to it.
I'm like Alex Jones, but video games.
Oh, but you haven't been to Bulgarian internet yet. Yeah. That's a place to be. Yeah.
No, man. No, but I can talk about games forever. Like, but
okay, but still something about music.
About music.
About music. What have you brought down from Sweden?
Well, I've got 2 shows.
Така, 2 концерта.
Joshua. Verse Universe.
Verse Universe. Утре.
And I will be supporting The Comet is Coming.
И подгряване на The Comet is Coming.
With The Comet is Coming, I will be doing 2 particular sets. I'll be performing 1 song with Comet is Coming called Imminent.
С The Comet is Coming ще изпълня
Probably going to be the last time I perform it with them because
най-вероятно за последния път изобщо с тях преди те да излязат така в тази хибернация.
This year I released my own album. It's called Learn to Swim. It's a spoken word and dance music.
Също ще изпълня неща от новия ми албум, който наричам микстейп всъщност. Понеже не е замислен като албум. Микстейп, Learn to Swim, ще има парчета от него, които са малко като spoken word. Някои са песни, някои не са точно песни, някои са си... Сега не искам да казвам рап, spoken word.
Yeah, rap. I just want a side note to
Бележка.
So there's a guy over there saying Commodore 64 keyboard. That's how old I am. I'm here to tell you, fam, the Commodore 64 was the keyboard. It was the keyboard. There was nothing else. It was just the keyboard. It didn't have a screen. You had to plug it to your TV. Yeah. It wasn't like, the computer was something
That's
else.
what he said.
Yeah, for a long time, I thought, like, when I would see, like, laptops, I thought, not laptops, computers, I thought the computers were the keyboard because that's what I was used to. Like, the whole, PC, IBM, I didn't know that big tower underneath. I was like, oh, look, it's shining. Oh, that coming from there. That's nice. Like, no, it freaked me out. Anyway, Atari was not the GOAT. It's coming to see. Anyway, so, I'm doing a mixtape. I'm doing a short performance of the mixtape on the Friday. On the Thursday, I will be doing a mixture of a cappella and spoken words. A cappella and music. It's going to be a collection of songs that I released during the pandemic between 2020 and 2022. Some of which the artwork was provided by the lovely Ivan over here. A selection of bands, my work with Ellie producer Daedalus, some of my works with producers, UK producers LV, and 1 song from the jazz fusion band I did with Alabaster the Plume called Calabashed.
ще изпълня песни, които са малко по-нетипични за сегашното му турне, нали, на което изпълнява от новия си материал, произвеждан в Швеция с тамошен продуцент. Повечето от парчетата са от изданията, които той така доста плодотворно издаде между 2020 и 2022 с LV електронни продуценти от Англия. Има страхотен албум Ants, който след това има и дъб версия, който беше Ants in Dub. След това издаде Holy Water Over Suns, едно EP с електронния музикант Дедалъс, който идва в София в микстейп с DJ Вадим и Стоки Монста преди, да не кажам колко години, че 15 сигурно бяха. Мисля, че так му откриваше микстейп. Тогава миришеха на дърво да ските.
Can I say something about
Yes.
so this guy is such a don, right? I came to him to do the artwork for Ends. And he got all these really talented designers, visual designers to pitch, and they all were supposed to design something. They were supposed to listen to the album and then be inspired by the album and then read the notes and the themes and the mood board and create an artwork for it that encompasses everything. And they sent the first one in and I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, this looks good. I can see what they're going with because it's ends and I talk about blackness and I can see all of that. Let's put that to the side. And then they brought another one and I was like, okay, yeah, I can see what this is different angle. Yeah, I can see the Eastern European style is great, it's there, and blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, do you have any money? I go, I've got this last one, and he brings it. And it's a picture of a black cat. And I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, what has this got to do with the album? And he goes, nothing. The visual designer was like, yeah, I was listening to the album and I looked at my cat. So I thought, I'm going to draw a picture of my cat. And I looked at the picture of the cat and I was like, for some reason, I think this cat says more about the album than any of the other ones before. So now, the LV album ends, it's just a picture of a cat. It's an amazing picture. I love it. I love it. It speaks so much to what the album is about than any of the others. I mean, the others were great, but that one was just kind of like, you know, when you see something and you're like, I can't pin down why I love this and why this one. And when I said it to Will and Sai from LV, they were just like, yeah, it's the cat. The cat has nothing to do with the album, but it's a cat. It's the cat. You never once on the album said cat, but it's the cat. It's going to be the cat. Cat is it.
Много хубава илюстрация на Йонко Пътев, който примерно прави...
Има ли го това някъде?
Да. LV Ends се казва албума. Йонко Пътев, който има така, как се казва, уличен бранд, наречен Пиченца. Той го нарисува по много добър начин.
You know Spotify here?
No, I don't want to see Spotify. Up ends.
Ends. You spell emph. Emph.
Help. Kito.
He can't spell.
Ends.
He can't spell.
I can't spell. I used to be a teacher of English and I still couldn't spell ends.
Ends. No one can spell. No one can spell.
Yes, go. Here's the cat.
There is.
But you got it all wrong, baby. You can't remember it right because the Yonko, the guy who drew this.
Yonko, that's his name.
Yeah,
Big man.
Yonko. I asked. I always loved this cat, and I always to do something with it. And I asked, okay, why is this coming? And he said, when I listen to the album, I can't stop but thinking about my dead cat.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
But you didn't tell us that. Okay.
That's literally what I said.
Yes.
That's right.
No.
But he doesn't like you, so
He's like, but I'm trying to undermine
like your story.
Let me translate it. Let me say his story again, but in English, because motherfucker can't speak. Do you see what I did?
Interpreted. You fired. You
Oh my
fired.
God. Wow, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, no, this cat is. I mean, I feel it's one of the best parts of the album. I really love it, and it made me so proud to have it as the album artwork. And yeah, I mean, with the release, I'm happy with what it did. I'm happy with the reviews. Obviously, it was a bit of a shame that we put it out in the middle of a pandemic. So we never got a chance to tour it. The Daedalus release, another brilliant artwork from Ivan and his team. The Daedalus release, we had a lot of conversations about, we need to tour, we need to do stuff with it, but the pandemic just made it completely impossible. So the show on Thursday is probably going to be the only time anyone is going to hear this live, because I've moved on as well. Like I'm doing
different stuff.
My new solo project, and you know, in a way, these two projects were what led to that one, because I talk about my depression and my state of being and whatever. And for a long time, I did a lot of. It was all from a very negative, angry place. And then this new project is me kind of like, no, I'm happy. I can, you know, I can sort of see the end now, and it's a
I'm Swedish now.
Yeah, I'm so. Hey, I'm a Kia. Everything is in the right place. Yeah. So
I quit with England.
Yeah. No more sad.
No more aggression.
Closer.
So,
no more aggression.
So Thursday is probably going to be the only time people will see this live. I don't know if that makes you want to come or not come, you know. Oh my God, Josh is going to be depressed. For 30 minutes.
Free choice.
Free choice. But at the same time, I might decide to just fashion the whole thing and just talk about Tekken for 30 minutes. On stage.
Sultan will love it.
Tekken, Fortnite,
will love it.
Gears of War, Half-Life 2, Commodore 64. I mean, so, okay, the PlayStation.
Look, as a little bit old person, I'm a big fan of Joe Zawin. But I'm also listening contemporary things as Robert Glasper, Alchemist, and much more.
I love those two. Robert Glasper, like his version of what's it called?
One of the greatest.
His version of smells like Teen Spirit is amazing. It's just, oh God, that just knocks it down for 6. And the song he did with Bilal, the David Bowie track.
Yeah.
I could talk about Robert Glasper for ages. But anyway, what were we talking about before? Oh yes. So
no, about Alpha Mist.
Hey.
PlayStation.
So we are all waiting for Half-Life 3. Yes. But then they made Half-Life Alyx. Yes. Now half of Alyx, they've made it on the HTC Vive, which is the VR machine, which is bloody expensive. So I can't buy it. So that's why I got a PlayStation 5, because PlayStation 5 came out with VR 2, and I'm thinking they should release it on VR 2, but they haven't.
Yes.
Valve, stop fucking about. I want to play Half-Life Alyx, and I'm poor. These two things don't match up. Just stop.
Discounts.
Just put it on PlayStation, man. You're gonna lose your fan. I'm 50% of Valve in Sweden. If I sell my Steam Deck, that's 8 for you. Yeah, don't. Counter-Strike won't save you. Yeah, you need to. Anyway.
So far,
that's what I wanted to say.
So far, you addressed 3 or 4 of the
Namco.
3 or 4 of the major game companies.
Namco.
So I hope
Valve.
Kito won't have any trouble.
They're like,
Valve are our friends.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah.
Because of Dota.
Sophia.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
So, new release for Sophia. Not so sure. Not so sure anymore.
No Steam Deck for Sophia.
You see what he writes? Half-Life VR and Half-Life 2 maps are from Bulgaria.
Level design. Yeah. But I can't experience Half-Life VR because it's on HTC Vive. And you know, the amount of gigs I have to do to make it up.
Alright. So better start planning now.
Yeah, I would need to
every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Yeah, across the street.
Every Tuesday across the street for at least 6 months. And then, I might be able...
Maybe in 2035.
Yeah,
maybe.
Probably. I just want to say one thing though. Like, every gig I have done in Sofia has been amazing. And it's all been down to this man right here. So, anyway, I need to address the crowd again. Get out of the way.
Okay.
So, Sophia, you don't know what you have. Like, you don't understand how hard Iván works. Like, almost all of the best music from the UK has performed in Sweden. In Sofia. Same thing, really. Essence, the same thing. Sofia. And it's all thanks to Iván. Like, I have seen him, like, bust his balls to bring some of the finest acts. You see that comment is coming that are performing. He brought them down in 2016. that night there were what, like 20, 30 people in the crowd?
120.
120, and now it's sold out. Like, you need, he has his own company, it's called Stretch. I helped him come up with that name, you know.
Yeah,
But
why Stretch?
you need, why Stretch?
Yes.
Because he's trying to stretch your taste buds.
Okay.
He's trying to stretch your taste buds. He's trying to give you new taste buds, man. You know, he's trying to show you shit. Because you don't know what you like until he shows it to you. And he is the talent maker, he's the taste maker of Bulgaria. So you need to find his Facebook, friend it, Instagram, follow it. What else do you have?
That's
Spotify every Friday, diligently. Every Friday, he comes up with some of the best music that you need to include in your life, right?
Thank you
guys
so much.
need to invest in him because he is bringing you the good shit. Don't wait until he's famous, because at that point he becomes bitter and twisted and he starts charging you 2 million CDs.
Old bitter.
He's already 2. It's the last one. The last one's coming. Twisted is coming. You gotta do that.
Истината, че съгласен. Thank you for the
No.
Голяма част от концертите, особено след пандемията, правя ги заедно с Цецо и с Аларма Пънк Джаз. It's not just me, it's Svetan also now. No, it's not.
He tries to fight them.
Yeah.
To make trouble between them.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just forget about it.
Yeah. Every time Ivan tells me about Stretch, he's always like, I'm walking so hard by myself.
It's all me. It's all me.
Every day if I wake up, it's all me. If I don't do this, I am the one who saw this thing out.
Искам само тук да се обърна към Петко, понеже Алфа Мист също е и любим мой изпълнител и изобщо представител на лондонската New Jazz сцена. Алфа Мист ще свири скоро в Истанбул. И така загледах турнето му. Нямаше просто такива слотове от по 2 дни, нали? Иначе ние знаем как се вършат тези дела и много бихме се радвали. Алфа Мист е музикант, който много хора харесват в България и е познат като за джаз изпълнител, нали? По-така нишово. Ниш. You remember Niche? Is Alpha Mist niche?
Niche. Oh yes. I thought you meant niche. I was like, why are you bringing up this philosopher? What's
No, not Nietzsche.
Niche.
In Bulgarian. In Bulgarian, Nietzsche.
Okay.
Nietzsche.
Oh, okay. All right. I said I understood some of it. So anyway, I was trying to say, like, there are 2 types of niche. There's good niche, and we don't talk about the other type. This is good niche. Right? This is good niche. Like there is a 96% chance that whatever you hear him bring down, you're going to love it. There is a 100% chance that if you buy a ticket, obviously you might not even like the music, but you have a good time. Do you know how hard that is, right? And he's doing that religiously in this country, right? You people.
There is water.
No, seriously. You guys need to put effort into making this guy a household name.
It started as an office radio.
Yeah. It started in the backyard. It started with 2 cans and a piece of string.
And two chefs.
Come again?
Hello. Sing it again. What's that? Imminent.
Why don't you make it in the seaside?
He's asking
because
Ivan
he doesn't like
one
sea.
Achilles heel is that he's very jealous. He does not want me to perform anywhere else. So every time I'm like, Ivan, can I perform somewhere else? He's like, no. Just for me. You are my little secret.
Let him initiate the summer fest in.
I can think of something in this summer. It comes as a surprise. Значи има изненада, която още не съм съобщил, но действително ще се появим по морето с един хубав UK изпълнител. Ash Walker. Do you know Ash Walker?
No.
Hey, sorry.
See, that's what I mean. He knows stuff that I don't know. That's how good he is.
He records for Quran Bin's label.
Quran
Bin, and label is called Bedtime Stories or whatever, and he records for them. Now new album with Jorman Jones, Oscar Jerome, Andrew Ashong. The London Groove stuff again. And you'll be hearing more in July. Така че и по морето ще се точно в Созопол смятаме да ударим, така че очаквайте очаквайте от Стреч нещо много хубаво в края на юли в Созопол. В Текила, ако трябва да сме честни.
Get his number and buy the tickets now. When they go on sale.
В интерес на истината с Цецо останахме много приятно изненадани в началото на концерта, когато пуснахме билетите за The Comedy is Coming. Първите билети, рано тъй наречените само на български, Early Bird, it's in English, Early Bird tickets.
Early Bird.
Рано пили билети, свършиха за 12 часа, което в моята така скромна и в Цецовата не толкова скромна промотърска, нали, така, биография, рядко се е случвало такова нещо. Истината е, че The Comedy is Coming от декември 2016, когато дойдоха тук за пръв път до сега, те, не знам дали защото са комета или нещо друго, но вървят в абсолютно възходяща линия, издават за американски лейбъл, Primavera Sound, Glastonbury, Lollapalooza, като не се стигна до временното решение в момента за временно, как се казва, на английски е тая дума hiatus. What is it called? Hiatus.
Hiatus Coyote.
No hiatus Coyote. The band goes to sleep.
Hiatus.
Хибернация, зимен сън, нещо такова. Lethargy. It's kind of lethargy, right? Hiatus. Or no?
No, it's just, it's stop. It's a stop.
Okay.
It's a temporary stop.
Temporary stop, точно така. It's not final.
No. Hiatus suggests that it's going to continue.
Но така можем да предположим съвсем скромно, че в следващите, доколкото познавам Шабака, 3-4 години... Айде повече.
This show, you will never see them again. If you don't come for this show, you will never see them again. If you have not bought a ticket, it's too late for you. It's too late. Just go home and play Tekken.
Which part?
Tekken fight.
I don't know. Whichever one you can find. Go. Emulate it and play the Tekken 3.
Sorry, but I need to get back to Petko because he's relating to stuff.
Petko, when are you getting more mother here? When are you getting more mother here? When are you getting more mother here? That's what I want to know.
What do you want?
More mother. When are you getting more mother here?
More mother.
Do you not know more mother?
No, more mother.
More mother.
More mother. I'm bringing her. She was in North Macedonia last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, is it irreversible entanglements or just...
Also, whoa, all the American new jazz scene is also cool. The international anthem label, Irreversible Entanglements, and
Ooh, Angel Back That Way. You should
also, I'm Facebook friends with her.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she's really...
No.
She's curious.
She is hardcore. We went to Ligesu and... she fucked them up.
Бих препоръчал на Петко. Петко is asking about the Sunrise Orchestra and Art Ensemble of Chicago. Всъщност Шабака Хъчингс, който ще излезе в петък на сцената с саксофона из The Comedy is Coming, вчера в неговия профил в Инстаграм има записано изпълнение с Art Ensemble от Чикаго. Участват на някакъв фестивал за long form, такива произведения дълги. Не знам на български какви са. Не песни, такива класически произведения. Такива сюити, класически произведения. Свирише с Art Ensemble в Чикаго. Шабака е свирил и с Sunrise Orchestra също така. Така че в петък ще имаме възможност, освен да чуем тая страхотна група и всичките, и писта машина, разбира се, страхотна нова музика от тях, и Джошуа с новите неща, но едно от най-ценните неща на този лайф е, че ще можем да се докоснем до истинска джаз икона. Ако Шабака Хъчингс беше роден в ерата на бибопа, 50-те, 60-те години, сега щеше да е някъде до големите Blue Note Impulse имена. Той е толкова скромен, никога няма да го признае, дори ако е тук при мен би ме помолил да спра да говоря така, но това е икона и талант, музикант, сила от ранга на Майлз Дейвис, Джон Колтрейн, тези музика, Фарел Сандърс, които са изградили тази музика. Просто може би вече времето ни е за...
Всички и в киното е така.
Да. Но може би просто, защото от егенето, както, нали, Джошуа, maybe we just old. Because I'm talking about Shabaka that he is the closest thing and maybe a real, like what was in 50s and 60s bebop icons, like musician that has it all, that owns his own, not niche.
Yeah. No, I think you can definitely say that. Like when you can't really speak about new jazz in the UK without talking about Shabaka. Like he was there from the day dot doing stuff like what's it called? Tomorrow's Warriors. That's where he kind of started off. He had a whole bunch of jazz bands. I remember the time when we have this award ceremony in the UK called Mobiles, Music of Black Origin. Yeah. And one year they decided that they weren't going to have any jazz contenders. They were going to call it the host jazz category. They were going to take it off. So all the jazz musicians went outside and just played jazz to protest. And Shabaka was there. So he was like in the scene. And then when kind of like you had like the New Empowering Church of Sound, Total Refreshment Center, and all these places where a lot of jazz artists would come to congregate, he was at the forefront there. It was from that point that he was like, you know what, people want to listen to live jazz music. People like grime, they like soca, they like Afrobeats, they like dance. Let's incorporate all these elements, these genres into jazz and make a jazz sound that's palatable to live audiences. And at the same time, obviously, Spotify is happening, so they were making music that not only people wanted to dance to, but people could just press play and listen to whilst they were doing their shopping or cleaning around the house. So that big new jazz scene of like kind of like jazz music that young people were going to watch live and dance to and sweat to, all kind of like I would argue, was all kind of really the big catalyst of that was bands like Comet is Coming and the Sons of Kemet, and those both featured Shabaka. Like he was, I believe that he was at the forefront of that, and you can't. I think I would say he was like the Skepta of the new jazz scene. Like,
ако Skepta е шефа на грайма, то Shabaka е царя на джаза.
Yeah, like somebody like the person where you're like, okay, you know what, you can't really talk about this scene, this genre without him. And I mean, you have a lot of greats as Courtney Pine and whatnot. You have a lot of people who you'd be like, okay, these people, they've paid their dues. But when you talk about someone who really kind of like moved jazz into this big, huge behemoth that it is now, yeah, Shabaka artist.
През последните 10 години, така 15, но както нали, и аз по-близо следя лондонската сцена, това, което Джошуа споделя, на първо място е много силно, че наистина там хип-хоп, грайм, джаз, фънк, брокен бит, всички тия стилове, хора като Шабака, хора като Джошуа, хора като Джорман Джонс, тези стилове ги разтапят и наново ги формуват в някакви нови страхотни неща. И това е първото нещо, което прави тая сцена толкова атрактивна. Този пълен бленд на стилове от Мартиника, Ямайка до не знам, до другото полукълбо. Второто нещо, което много помага на тая сцена и помогна тя да израсне и да се заяви в цял свят, той спомена школата Tomorrow's Warriors. Това е музикална школа, основана от басиста Гари Кросби. Is the name of the Tomorrow's Warriors?
I don't remember.
Да. Басист на Jazz Warriors, голяма джаз група британска от 80-те, и 50% от основните хора на тази джаз сцена, говорим за, например, на Коко Роко, тромпетистката Шила Морис Грей, тубиста Тион Крос, който сме канили с Цветани Саларма тук в София, Мозес Бойт на барабаните. Наистина огромна част от тези музиканти излизат от точно тази музикална школа, която за нея характерното, освен че произвежда един абсолютен инкубатор за качествени музиканти, които да се влеят в това ново отношение към джаза. Те го превръщат в хип-хоп като стойка. Тион Крос, I always call him rap star, because he jumps the stage not like, hey, I'm a jazz musician, would you like my tuba, please wait for me.
Would you like my tuba?
Don't. But at the moment he just jumps in like I don't know, like Wu-Tang, like Public Enemy, like, you know, the stance that he takes on stage, and it's a completely different energy. It's not music for contemplation, but for revolution.
No. Have you seen, he used to play a tuba with Kano.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Тион Крос е на турне с 10 на звезди от ранга на Кейно, огромен грайм изпълнител, and TV actor, top boy.
Yeah.
Really cool. cool. I love it.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
И още нещо, което нали, да подчертая, защо тази сцена, тя много интересно как все още не си е минала модата. Нали? Аз типично по български така стоя и изчаквам, нали? Айде сега ще мине, ще хванем новото. Успяват да изкарат нови албуми, обогатени, музиканти, които се развиват, оставайки задружени. Те са много задружени.
Това е важно.
Това е... аз ги оприличавам на такива колективи като класически като Джордж Клинтън, Парламент Фанкаделик, Wu-Tang Clan, на Тайлър the Creator, неговото крю. Лондонските джаз музиканти и поети и хип-хоп артисти изглеждат в колаборациите си много така по един подобен начин, като Avengers, като някакъв колектив от супергерои. И аз мисля, че веднъж връщах детето от градината, тя пожела да пуснем нещо от телефона. Пусни каза музика от Фейсбук, каза детето. Как музика от Фейсбук? Добре, нали? И NTS едно радио стримваше от Бристол, от една лодка. The first time I just touched this music. There was this NTS stream from a boat from Bristol live, Shabaka, Sarati Korwar and Hieroglyphic Being. And they were live. And I was just like, what is this? И нали, вървя, аз прибирам си детето по плаважа и в същото време се мъча да тая музика, нали, да не я намаля, докато минат колите да мога да я чуя. Прибрах я там, нали, свърших си бащинските задължения, тате вечера баня, но нали, пак така, като едно време, ако си спомняш тия транзисторчета.
Да.
Аз нали, само да не го изпусна. В края на вечерта си казах, този човек Шабака, нали, не може така ти мене да ме изненадваш с музика. Аз се занимавам с музика, но каза си, че лондонската сцена е нещо, което до тогава просто не съм забелязвала. Тя просто тръгваше тези всички музиканти. Шабака Хъчинс, Нубая Гарсия, Мозес Бойд, Тион Крос, те сега вече са доста по-големи имена. Тогава бяха още почти деца. Езра Колектив, Коко Роко. Страхотни. Успяват да растат, успяват да се развиват, успяват да правят колаборации. Това е много са отворени. Нали?
Много готино, те са си екипче.
Да, но екип от всички.
Да.
Това е за мен най-шокиращото нещо. Кени Гарет, има още въпроси към нас. Може ли да го зададем?
Да.
Are you pro or against legalization of cannabis?
Cannabis.
And why? Pro or con?
Now, I want to answer the first guy. I want to say, like, I'm actually a millennial because millennial started in the 1980s and I was born in 1980, so I'm not Gen X. Don't cost me like that. Thank you. Right? I'm a millennial. All right? I'm never going to own a house. Maybe I will. Who knows? And someone said, what about drugs?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm down for legalization because the other option doesn't work. I believe legalization and correct distribution and regulation is the way forward for narcotic systems. I think that is a better option than having, just pushing it into the black market and having nefarious elements take over and use it for their own gain. It doesn't, we've had 20, 30, 50 years of drug wars and it's not worked, and clearly it doesn't help anyone. And yeah, if you have, for example, ecstasy and you have it as an actual, like a pill that's been regulated and taxed and whatever, versus, swallow it. It might be ecstasy. It might be rat poison. You'll have a good night either way. It's a baking powder, not baking powder. Who knows? Right? I think it's silly. And then,
there was some classic Bulgarian question in the beginning. Which is your favorite food? Because that's what we ask for when they come to Bulgaria.
It's meat.
It's meat.
I love meat. You guys do good meat.
Unlike
my favorite meat is meat.
The Bulgarian meat. Истината е, че той е ценител на абсолютно всякаква скара. I tell them that you're a connoisseur.
About meat.
Grill connoisseur.
Yeah. But I also want to mention, I want to talk to Petko because me and Petko have to divide on this one. And he's like, he was listening to Kenny Garrett. And he was saying, shared this feeling that, life starts to speed up and musicians are forced to be more attractive to catch the attention of the first few seconds. It's a pity. First off, I'm like, you're lying. I'm just being antagonistic. I disagree.
Sorry.
No, it's not you. It's my evil. I disagree. because what's it called? Xavier Cugat, right? He was one of the people who started those bands that would have like women with coconuts and fruits on their head, because he used to say Americans listen to music with their eyes. We have always been in a world where things have to get jazzed up, things have to get mixed, blended, they have to move with the times. That's just the nature of times. That's the nature of music. Right? The only genre that doesn't really do that is classical, and that's why only old people listen to it, because it's boring and no one wants to listen to that shit anymore unless they get, I don't know, what's it called, was one of the members of Radiohead to remix something. Like you have, I mean, I love classical, so that's just me being facetious. It's like jazz has always been about taking what is happening around there and putting in some musician talent and what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of like expertise and creativity and art. Like, okay, cool, we've got, for example, exploration. For example, Robert Glasper, he just smells like Teen Spirit, right? But the drums are a completely different time pattern. You know, when the chorus comes in, it goes into like solos. Everyone is doing their own shit, and then what's it called? They don't even sing the chorus. What they have is like this person using his piano voice, we know with the vocoder in there, and that's what jazz does. Jazz was always born as this big melting pot, this big space where I think popular culture music gets to kind of like take its gloves off a bit and really go for kind of like the deeper shit, you know, the meat. Like let's go beyond the skin. Let's get the meat there. And to make it palatable to the audience, it always has to digest what is current, what is cool. Like, for me, I love big band. And big band was nice because at the time people were watching these big movie Hollywood dramas that all had big orchestras. Of course, big bands work, you know. And then in the 70s and 80s, people were listening to middle of the road music. So smooth jazz was a thing. And now it's all grime, and that is just. It's jazz reflecting what is current at the time. And jazz's job, I think, one of his job, is to look at that and be like, how about we make this crazy? How about we make this mad? How about make this, okay, so grime is kind of like, duh, 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 duh. What if in between that we had like the saxophone going, you know what I'm saying? And that's jazz, and that's what makes jazz great. It's not dumbing down. If that was the case, then Herbie Hancock is dumbing down, because he looked at jazz and he was like, what if I added synthesizers? Fuck this live shit, let's make it electronic. You know? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Petko, you're wrong. I don't know if you realize you're gonna be wrong today, but it's what happens, man. It's what happens. Joshua. Don't be saying shit like that while I'm around. I'm joking, man. Petko, I love you.
Благодаря всички, които влизат в полемика с Джошуа и в дебати, тъй като в противен случай трябваше ние да поемаме неговите страни. Той обича това, на един от любимите спортове. It's your favorite sport, debating.
Debating? No, it's Tekken.
Okay, second
what
best.
What is it?
Petko absolutely agree.
Yeah, say. Winner, chicken dinner. Winner, chicken dinner. That's what life's about. Winning.
In some minutes.
Fuck sharing ideas. I just want to win.
За тези, които се включват сега и така не е ясно какъв е този човек, който докато и аз по-така скромно, докато той отгоре ни напада. Това е Джошуа.
Intricate. That's the word I was looking for. Make it more intricate.
Intricate. Sложен.
Yeah. Of course they played jazz on the Death Star. When they didn't play on the Death Star, they played it on the Tatooine.
This is my patrol. This is my patrol. You mixed it.
За тези от вас, които искат да видят Джошуа, да заповядат утре вечер в Singles в НДК. Или в петък вечер, там по-трудно, ако не сте си купили билет.
My show tomorrow is just this. We're just gonna sit down, 2 chairs, and just talk for 10 minutes.
9 часа, НДК, Singles, бившото Studio 5 на мястото, за който не се сеща. Джошуа Айдехен, The Repeat Beat Poet, много поезия, много бит, много истории. Джошуа няма такъв стандартен сет, в който излиза и пее първа песен, втора песен, трета песен, биш чао. Той ще си говори с вас, той ще ви провокира. Ще бъде забавно и ще бъде жизнено. Тоест, ще излезете от това събитие с малко повече вдъхновение, с малко повече така... не знам, не искам да казвам пречистени, защото да не се обвързваме с религии и с такива неща. Там, т.е. друга тема, но ще излезете малко, мъничко побътнати към по-доброто, така че силно препоръчвам, а и вижте се пак какъв забавник е той.
А чакай сега, ти имаше две покани, нали така?
Да.
Които не сме разиграли още.
Не сме разиграли още. Първо с Сецо и с Сецо от Цветан Цветанов от Аларма Пънк, с който действаме заедно. Имахме намерението да раздадем една покана за събитието на Джошуа и една покана за The Comet is Coming. Обаче ще го направим по-скандално. Трябва да го направим малко по-скандално и да удвоиме така. Да удвоиме чипа, т.е. да дадем две покани за Джошуа на Отри и да дадем...
We're talking against
you.
Black
market.
As they said, it's a racist show. So we're talking
We're talking in Bulgaria, we're getting some...
Petko ask a question, I'm going to talk to Petko. Guys chat. Petko, I love Kitodar Heron. I love him, and I'm critical of him because he said some racist, homophobic shit, which he never got called... I mean, he got called up on it, but he never answered for it properly. But I can say this, right? Towards the twilight of his years, he met up with Richard Russell. I think they both met at rehab.
Wow.
And Richard was like, do you want to do another album? And he did an album, it was called I'm You Here. It was nice. But then they decided that they wanted to do a remix album. And
Jamie XX did it.
Jamie XX, We're New Here. And that album is the reason my career is the way it is. Because I listened to New York is Killing Me, and I was like, this is the music I want to make. And from that, I made the first album with Benin City, Fires in the Park. And a lot of times, all the time, I would say all the time, every time I feel lost and I don't know where I'm going with my music, I go back and listen to that song. And I'm like, this is exactly where I want to be. This is what I want to go to. That's how much I love Kitodar Heron. Also, my poem, Black Says, is kind of based off what's it called, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised.
Да, знаменитата the anthem, the most famous track of Gil Scott-Heron.
Yeah, the bit where he goes, there will not be a rolling news coverage of black men being shot to television. Yeah. That was where I was like, okay, Black Says start from here.
Та сега наистина бихме дали тая възможност. Двама от вас да спечелят покана за Върсен Universe утре в Синглс и двама...
Софиянци, да, защото или трябва да...
Ако спечелите и дойдете...
Да, може и да не са само софиянци, разбира се.
България не е толкова голяма страна.
Не е толкова голяма. Сега за утре може да успеете. If That Jazz, my favorite song.
If That Jazz. Gil Scott-Heron, I think, If That Jazz.
If That Jazz. Okay, cool. That's nice.
I love Running.
Running?
Yes.
Yeah, Running is good. Yeah, Running is good. But I'm sorry. New York is killing me. Oh, don't you.
That's your. Как
сега тук трябва да викаме Данчо.
Дойде време.
Actually, no.
Yeah, come on. Do it. Okay.
No, what's it called? If you listen to what's it called?
Наградите как да ги
All Smoke No Fire.
Yeah.
Same tempo as New York is killing me.
Really?
On purpose.
What? Today I listened to it.
Yeah. So like, because it was like dun. So we went dun. Yeah.
I really love it.
All smoke and no fire.
Very good.
I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
По две. Две за Върса и две за кометата. На богато. Щедри хора. Хубаво момче. Англичанче от Стокхолм.
Въпросът остава толкова да се разбрах.
Да, въпроса, на който трябва да отговорите, за да спечелите една от четирите покани за две за да камете.
Само да чакай, стой сега, преди въпрос. Данчо условията ги определи. Данчо определи условията да бъдат следните. първите 4,
които
са отговорили правилно на въпроса, получават наградите.
Да. Добре. Та въпросът ни е, понеже The Comet is Coming е основното събитие, големия концерт в петък, питаме, в колко албума, издания или парчета, отговорът е един и същ, на The Comet is Coming, нашия гост, Джошуа Айдехен, има участие. Това е въпросът ни. В колко издания, песни или албуми на The Comet is Coming, Джошуа Айдехен участва като вокалист? Старт.
Като в Джон Уик.
We are waiting.
You want to talk about John Wick?
No.
You want to talk about John Wick?
We're waiting now.
You want to talk about John Wick? Yeah. No, the thing is, if I'm going to talk about John Wick,
What do you think about the last part?
if you're going to talk about John Wick, I haven't seen it yet, but if I'm going to talk about John Wick, then we have to talk about the Matrix.
Что?
No. Why? Because the latest Matrix, which is Resurrections, was a shit film.
The third or the fourth?
The fourth was an absolutely shit film.
Maybe we will hurt someone's feelings. Maybe we will hurt someone's feelings like you.
Fuck them! Fuck your feelings. The Matrix for was shit. It was all
Lady feelings.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, like, John Wick is proof that Keanu Reeves can still do action scenes.
Yes.
Right? So what the fuck was the Matrix Part 4?
They didn't make him do...
No, he looks old. And he looks old and lethargic. And I think the Matrix 4 is absolute proof that they should never have made a sequel to that film. They should never have gone past part 1. Like, part 1 is a self-contained story, right? Completely, it makes its point. And the point at the end of the Matrix part 1 is Keanu Reeves is a god. He has achieved God mode. He can do anything, not just fly. He can do anything. That's the whole point. That was the whole point of the whole film. And then they make the next one and like, ooh, upgrades. Upgrades what? You can do. Why are you still fighting? You can. In the last Matrix, he jumped into Agent Smith's body and blew it from the inside. Why are you doing kung fu? Why are you flying? Air doesn't exist. Gravity doesn't exist. It's all fake. Why are you flying, fam? What is this? Oh God, I hate those films so much. Ah! Ah!
Thanks God I didn't watch it.
What the fuck? I hate those films so much.
They hate some point to prove.
Oh, it was so. Oh, I'm Agent Smith. They brought me back. I don't know why I came back. You came back because of contract. They gave you money. Oh. So then you watch John Wick.
He didn't come back the same.
He did. Huh? What?
Agent Smith was not the same in the fourth part. It was another actor.
Because they couldn't afford him. Because they couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford fucking Morpheus. And they got some of them motherfuckers. I hate. Oh God, don't. That film was so shit. Have you seen everything? Everything Everywhere All at Once is basically what the Matrix. It is the idea, the essence of what the Matrix was. Because they wanted to make something that was meta, that was clever, that was shit. But unfortunately, the Wachowski sisters don't have the brains. They don't have the range for that, right? They just made some really shitty film. And you know what's annoying about it? It's like they didn't want Warner to make a sequel without them. So they were like, no, if anyone's going to make it, I'm going to make it. But they had no idea, so they're like, let me shit on it so bad that nobody, you understand? Proper ex-husband vibes. I'm going to kill you and myself so nobody can have you.
Okay, so again.
So this is why we come to this is why we come to John Wick, because John Wick has Trinity, it has Morpheus, and they're all top of the range. So clearly, the film has nothing. The reason why the Matrix 4 is bad is not because of Keanu Reeves or Annie Mary Carrie-Anne Moss or Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
it's because of the Wachowski sisters.
Yeah,
and that hurts me, man. I'm a Matrix fan. I will watch any Matrix. I played all the games, even the shitty online one. I played it. I was there when Morpheus died in the game. I bet you didn't know that. The reason why he's changed in the film is because he died in the game. And the game is canon. It's canon. I played that shit on PC. I didn't even have a PC. I didn't even have one. My brother played it. And I like John Wick. That's the point.
Daniel suggests Johnny Mnemonic with Ice Cube. Johnny Mnemonic with Harry Rollins, I would say.
No, The Matrix. The Matrix is a good film. John Wick is proof. The Matrix could have been. No, the Matrix sequel could have been better, right? Because it's like The Matrix is 3 things. Kung Fu. It's 4 things. It's Kung Fu, shooting, philosophy, and Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right? So you can either do all 4 or you can pick one. Right? Pick one. But don't pick Hollywood. Right? Then, and they went and they got all the money and they went, oh, why did we make all the money? It's because of Hollywood. It's like, no, it's either because of Kung Fu, right?
Or sci-fi.
Yeah. And this is another problem that happened, right? Because the philosophy was a big part. The philosophy meant you can't do the Kung Fu because you created a character, right, who is so powerful, he doesn't need Kung Fu and he doesn't need to shoot. So what do? You could either make it all philosophy and Hollywood, or you base it on brand new people, like you make like power corrupts, absolute power corrupts, absolutely. Make Neo the bad guy. Yeah, he's the bad guy in the thing. You could have done that, but no. Keanu Reeves has to be the good guy. Yeah. Okay, cool. So make it philosophy because he's all powerful. How do you cope with that? He's a Superman. How do you cope with that? Philosophy and Hollywood. No. They were like, we need the Kung Fu. But you can't fit the Kung Fu in because why is he fighting? Why? The whole film. I was there in the cinema, right? I'm there. I had got 20 of my friends. 20 of my friends. I got 20 of my friends to go to cinema in Leicester Square. We were sat there and I turned to my friend and I said, why is he fighting? Why is he? He's there like ha 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 ha, and the music is like and his fighter is like wham. I'm like, but he's Neo. Why is he fighting?
He would have just now.
You know, like Thanos.
Yeah,
like
the guy.
Yeah,
like the guy.
Like I said, Avengers: The Trinity War was the best film I saw, and I'm happy I saw it before Rise of Skywalker because it really saved my soul. And what I really liked about the Avengers, right, is that everything had weight, right? Oh, people die, they are dead, right? Black Widow, she's dead. Iron Man, he's dead. And then when Thanos got, oh, I have the power to kill people, he did it. Yeah. He killed them, right? And when they wanted to bring them back, they came up with a good narrative reason as they had to go back in time to bring it back. Yeah. You remember this scene, right? Where Thanos is fighting with all of them, and then he wants to beat the crap out of Iron Man, and then he makes a moon. And then he crushes the moon. And he throws the moon. Are you dumb? You dumb? Dude. Brains, man. That's what I want to see. If you want to give me the shit, give me the shit. So that's what, if you are all powerful, that's the shit you do. You're like, oh shit, you want to fight me? Where you want to fight me? New York? New York don't exist. New York doesn't exist. Now what, motherfucker? Yeah. But no, it's like, oh, I can fly. Oh, look at me. I'm doing the pose. Oh, I can fly. Oh. My name is Neo. Oh, I have to save my girlfriend. Oh.
There will be
it's bullets. Oh no.
No bullet.
No bullet today. No bullet today. No. Hate him.
Yeah.
But
which is your favorite movie?
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. I have a top 5.
Okay.
I mean, it hasn't changed. The Matrix.
you
No, but it's true.
Okay.
I love The Matrix.
The Matrix 1.
Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yeah, it's The Matrix. Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Donnie Darko.
Because of the beginning of the movie.
Donnie Darko. City of God.
City of God.
And Fargo.
And Fargo.
Fargo the movie.
Fargo is a perfect film.
So 90s.
Fargo is a perfect film.
Yeah.
Fargo is a perfect. I might even slot in like The Fountain somewhere in there, but Fargo. All these films are.
The Fountain also.
Yeah, all these films are perfect films. Like Fargo is. You know when you eat a meal and there's nothing left on the plate, right? But the person's like, but there was a big massive bone. You're like, no, the bone was so well cooked. I ate the bone. I ate the bone. I sucked the marrow. There is nothing. That's Fargo. Nothing on the plate. Nothing. It is the perfect film. City of God you watch that film several times, you start seeing things over and over again. Have you seen City of God?
Yes, the Brazilian one.
The Brazilian film, yeah. You know the guy whose girlfriend got assaulted and he becomes right? You know the little kid who killed him.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the film and you see because if you go back and watch the film, you see when he becomes a bad guy and he's robbing banks. If you go back and watch it, you see the bank that he robbed where he killed the security guard. And if you see before he killed the security guard, you see the little kid going over to say hi to his dad. Oh, it's so well made. This film, the scene where kind of like, okay, you know, sort of when the bad guy he's assaulting the girl. You see he's wearing the first thing you see is the bead shaking. And if you remember the previous scene where the witch woman gave him the beads and said, so long as you never have sex when you're wearing these beads, no one will ever kill you. There's another. Oh God, I can talk. That film is just Donnie Darko. Oh, perfect film. Empire Strikes Back, perfect film. Melodrama at its best. I hate you. You killed my father. No, motherfucker, I'm your papi. Oh my God. Can you imagine? You just cut off your son's hand. You know that. You just cut off your son's hand, right? Your son is there going like, you killed my dad. Nah. I don't know how to break this down to you, but it's me. You don't even bring him. You don't bring him a birth certificate. You don't bring him DNA test. You just go Google your feelings. Google your feelings.
Trust me. It's me.
Trust me. I've cut off your hand and you're not there. I'm your puppy. Google your feelings. You'll find out it's me. That's all these films. Perfect. I used to put Shawshank Redemption there, but to be honest, it's not really. I think with time has gone back, I've realized that I don't like it as much as I think I did. So,
but what about new cinema?
Huh?
What about new cinema? You sound so 90s, like myself.
You said, what are my favorite films of all times?
Yes.
You didn't say, what are my...
Yeah, but... No, okay, I understand, because our list kind of overlap. With The Fountain and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, but The Fountain is kind of like, it's a bit more current. And the thing is like, I think a lot of films... I think a lot of my film watching culture was built when I was young. My dad owned a video store, so I watched a lot of film. And the films that became my favorite films are the ones that I was able to watch over and over when I had that kind of disposable time, which I don't have. Like if I could add one more film into that, I would add 2 more films. I'd add that's when my horror films would come in. It'd be like Exorcist, The Thing, because again, The Thing, perfect film, no flap, like absolutely, just brilliant movie. And I think because of just the way I watch films now, I don't watch films repeatedly. Like even if I might see a film and be like, oh my God, this film is perfect, I'm not gonna watch it again. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to do that. So yeah, it means that like it's very unlikely for me to see a film and think, this film is one of the best, because I wouldn't have watched it enough times to give it. I think the last film I saw that I genuinely felt like, okay, this might come in my top was Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah,
that was the last one. But and also to be really frank, they don't make films the same way anymore. They don't. No,
they're not jazzy.
I'm gonna sound like Pet. Yeah, I'm gonna sound like jazzy. I'm gonna sound like Pet. Yeah, because here's an example, right? So you know what's it called, Dr. Strangelove. Yeah. So Stanley Kubrick is like, I want the tables to be billboards, casino tables. Why? Because they're deciding they're gambling with the world's future, and I want them to do it on like a proper casino table. And so the production team, they're bringing table after table, but he's like, it's not the right kind of green. It's not the right kind of green. And he tells them, you know what? You need to go to Las Vegas, get one of their tables, and fly it here. The film's in black and white. He said, green tables in black and white. But you know, Stanley Kubrick is that motherfucker. Yeah. He's like, I don't care if it's in black and white. We're getting a green motherfucking table. Not just any green, casino green. Casino green. That you know, now it's all, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix
it. We'll casino it in post.
I saw this documentary about his nephew, I think. it was post-mortem, and he's entering the house of his uncle, and it's just a giant archive from the gate. You open, Stanley Kubrick's wife and daughter meet you, and it's archive from the yard, from the outdoor space. Boxes. For Eyes Wide Shut, he sent his nephew to London to photograph doors, and he stayed there for 6 months photographing doors. Yeah, in Eyes Wide Shut, doors are cool. They are really nice part of the storytelling, but 6 months. And his nephew was telling the story that he brought like 3,000 pictures of London street doors, and he was just like, maybe this one, but maybe you should go back for a month or two. Like such a
precise. But you know, it's not like they don't have them. I think Ari Aster, he definitely has some qualities with him. You've got you got a few people, and obviously you have independent cinema, which is just a whole smorgasbord. But the thing about Hollywood was it was that real marriage of like just batshit craziness, genius, collective working, and then Hollywood capitalism that all came together. Like something like Star Wars. Like you have to imagine. You have to imagine that. You have to remember how balls deep mad Star Wars was as an idea. I'm going to make a sci-fi opera, right? It's got this guy with a black man's voice. They have ninja swords that go zwom, 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 right? And if it doesn't work, it's okay. I will bear 40% of the blame for it. How mad that was. And then on top of that, you still have the Hollywood trappings. John Williams with the score, you know, the cinematography, this production design. Like, people, they ain't doing shit like that no more. Because unfortunately, they all have studios and they have like green screens and they have all the, and it's good. It makes a lot of films. But the problem is like, we're living in a way, we're living in my childhood dream. Oh shit, Marvel movies every single year. Like 13-year-old me would be creaming his pants, right? And I'm pretty certain the kids of today are going to be looking at today as the best thing. But for me, I remember the time when every year, like, you had Arnold Schwarzenegger doing a mad thing. Bruce Willis doing a mad thing. Who's making films like Bruce Willis? Who's making films like Die Hard? What's the plot of the film? It's Christmas Day and the terrorists have taken over an entire fucking building. But Hollywood. So it's a big thing. It's not like one of them small films starring Michael Dudikoff. It's a big man thing. It's not a Chuck Norris movie. This is not canon. Big man thing. What's it called? Paul Verhoeven, right? How mad is Paul Verhoeven? This is a man, right, who, he's just insane. And Hollywood several times went, here's a fuck ton of money. Make us an action film. And what did he do? Running Man. He did Total Recall. He did RoboCop. Starship Troopers, Basic Instinct, just banger after banger, right? Have you gone to watch RoboCop? Like, that film is insane. The kind of anti-capitalist ideas he's putting in a film that has that much of blood and guts. Like, Jesus references everywhere. Terminator. Like, how mad was that? Oh, let's take serial killers, but it's a serial killer from the future. From the future, right? And he's trying to kill a girl. And he's Austrian. Because why not? Because why not? I mean, but I'm sorry, like, times have changed for the better and the worse in many ways. I mean, it's great watching Spider-Man, but yeah, man, like, they make a different type of horror film. They make a different type of horror film. They don't make them like The Thing. They make a different type of sci-fi film, a different type of action film. You know, even the Wachowskis tried to make a new Matrix and they couldn't. I think this generation is going to produce its own thing, and that's good for it. And I think I'm beginning to realize more times now that it's no longer going to be good for me. It's going to be good for other people. And I've learned to accept that. Every now and then the film comes out where I watch it. I can't tell you how many times I've watched the film and I've gone, it's alright. It's cool. Wokeness is not the problem. Oh my God. Wokeness is not the problem. Some of the best stuff that happened in the 80s was woke. Woke. Yeah, wokeness is not the problem. Wokeness is not the problem. Woke means
what is wokeness?
Woke, basically, woke used to mean that like you are aware of racial and societal injustice. You're just aware of it. That's supposed to sleep. Woke. Right? But now it's been bastardized to mean everything the right wing don't like. So if there's a gay person in the film, it's woke. If there's a black person in the film, it's woke. Does the woman fight kung fu? It's woke. Oh look, Princess Peach can do kung fu in Super Mario. It's woke. It's like, no man, that's not. The 80s had fucking Alien. Who survived in Alien? Sigourney Weaver. The next one, Sigourney Weaver was wrapping a machine gun and a flamethrower together. If that film came out this year, everyone would be like, oh, Alien is woke now, it's woke. Hey, fuck off, man. Woke is not the problem. Sorry, not fuck off. See, I know you probably didn't mean it that way. You're trying to be ironic. But also, fuck you. Because woke, woke is not the problem. The problem is greed. This was always where it was going to end. Capitalism was going to capitalism. It's always going to end this way. And it's a shame, but at the same time, it's not my times. Like, in the UK, we made the song I'm going to play for Ivan tomorrow, All Smoke and No Fire. It's about gentrification. And there are two sides to gentrification. On one side, yes, a lot of the places, in fact, almost all the places I performed as a young musician have closed. So if I go home, if I go back to the UK to show my child all the places I performed, I can't. It's like, oh, this block of flats, this shop, this nightclub, all of them, you know what I'm saying? So there's not really any, what's it called? There's nothing I can show them, but at the same time, they're new places. Because the thing about capitalism is that not only is it a monster of consumption, it's a monster of waste. And what does it like to waste? Space, right? Oh shit, I can't sell it, I can't turn it to a block of flats, I'm just going to leave it there. What do young people do? When they don't have money and they can't afford anywhere, they break into places and turn it into a warehouse. And then they make new scenes. Like, arguably, you can say the reason why hip-hop came about was because young kids couldn't afford musical instruments. But what did they have at home? Vinyl players. Vinyl players that they could... Yo, I'm Mr. D. I'm here to see if anybody's got some pies for me. You know? And that was just basically the young rebelling against the order. And the order was capitalism. Or wherever, you know, whatever order it was. And it's the same with films. We're going to have a new generation who are going to make shit on iPhones. They're going to make shit using AI. They're going to make shit on... God, I sound really old now. Yeah. They're going to make shit, right? And it's not going to be for me. And I won't understand it. And that's okay.
Окей, за киното, за музиката, какво
Джошуа пути на Netflix.
Yeah, you are putting on Netflix. Kind words. Thank you, Petko.
Petko say?
Joshua,
I don't like to give a summary, but it is the greatest stream until now.
Yeah. Cool.
Late walk show of Kitodar.
Yes. Yes. This is it. You know,
paid subscription.
Woke in Sofia.
Yeah.
Do you have vaccine?
I have vaccine 4 times.
Really?
Yeah. I don't fuck about that shit.
Get out.
Yeah. I'm going to go get my 5th one. You want to die, you die. I will stand here.
No, we passed that here in Bulgaria. Come on, please.
No. This is a big thing for me. Like, if you're not vaccinated, fair dues. But just understand what you are doing, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like I've gone through every single rant now. Anyway,
yeah. Which left?
No, what's left? Okay. Check this right. So, once in a lifetime, we have economic breakdown. We have ecological disaster, and we have a pandemic, a global pandemic, right? Forget where it came from, whether it was a lab, it's the real thing. The real thing. People are dying, and if you're not dying, you are going to spend the rest of your life not being able to eat onions because the shit is fucking up your nerves. For once in our collective existence, one time, the whole world, and when I mean the whole world, I don't mean us, because we were fuckers, we just fucked about. I mean the scientists. All the scientists came together and were like, no, fuck this shit, I'm going to make a vaccine. People walked hand over foot. Capitalism, for once in his life, went, you know what, fuck it, we're not going to capitalism, here's the fucking money. I want to live, I want to breathe. They came together and made a vaccine. And what do people say? Oh, no, this vaccine doesn't work. Fuck you, man. You know how hard people work? They made 4 different vaccines, right? Do you know how hard it is? And you think Pfizer has you by the balls. You take pills you don't even know you take. You take Viagra, you take headache. If they want to feed you shit, you think they would come up with a pandemic just to raise the stock options? Fuck you, man. They worked so hard, not you, just in general.
Yes.
Yeah. They worked so hard to make the vaccines, right? So I can gig, we can see each other, we can travel, Lomosi can come back, and everyone is going, or not everyone, some people are going, oh no, I don't know, I don't trust it, I don't believe. How do we live in a world where the one thing we can all point to and say, this is what moved society forward. Our advancement of medicine, and be like, I don't trust it. You have a phone. You have a radioactive thing with battery that you stick to your head and you send gamma radiations into your brain, right? And it's fucking a vaccine that you think is the problem. You dickhead, right? You are in front of a computer, light is being shown and is degrading your skin as we speak, and it's a vaccine. That's your problem, right? How much TV do you watch? How many electronics are in your house? Right? Do you have Wi-Fi? Do you have Bluetooth? Do you know how much Coca-Cola have you drunk? You know they've never tested Coca-Cola. We do not know. We are all a social experiment for what Coke does to people over a certain age, right? Do you know what it does to your body? Have you checked?
I think
right?
I think that we're in the experiment what oxygen does to your body for 60 years.
I'm sorry. I'm not all the rest of them, they all joke, I'm hungry. But that one was, that actually gets my nerves because it's like, we've just experienced the most amazing thing, people actually coming together. I'm just like, imagine if we came together for anything else. And it breaks my heart because you know what, I love disaster fiction.
Yeah.
I love disaster too.
Yo, I love disaster. Like, pre-pandemic movies, any movie that's pre-pandemic, like, not I mean in the movie, like, you know, you see the movie and you can see a virus spreading. I love that shit. Contagion is my favorite film. But you know the Contagion, right? You see that film, it ends, they come up with a vaccine and everyone goes, peace at last. It's not real. Because we now know what happens in real life. Everyone be like, oh, I'm not going to take that. It's like, you watch Independence Day. Oh, the world came together to fight the aliens. No, that's not what happened. Russia will do a deal with the fucking aliens. China will do a deal with the aliens. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to come together. Why? Because in real life, we don't do that shit. We just fight. Everyone goes, well, is the alien, are they left or right? Are they right wing or are they left wing? Are they woke? Is the alien woke? Is it woke to fight the alien? Why can't we do a deal with them? Don't talk with them going, do a deal. I just do a deal with the aliens. The aliens are fucking bombing every single country. And don't talk, they're like, I'm going to do a deal. It's going to be the most beautiful deal. Trust me.
To sweeten the deal.
You know, we came together. We did shit. We made shit happen. A vaccine in less than a year. And while people vaccine over, I'm not sure. I don't know what's inside. You don't know what's inside your food. You don't know what's inside your food. You have no idea what's inside your phone. Any of the electricity in your house. And you use it every day. People be on their phone on Twitter be like, conspiracy. Bill Gates has got Wi-Fi chips in it. He doesn't need it. They have everything on you. But
maybe they're like Neo. They own everything, but still.
There's no but still. Every one of us is a pawn. There's no but still. We are all of us. They have all of our shit. It's too late for you. Yes, I played Peg Incorporated. That's a fucking wicked game. It's too late for you. You vamping over Bill Gates doing. Bill Gates don't give a shit. He's a billionaire. He never needed your details. He doesn't need to watch you wank, ever. He doesn't need your brain semen. He don't need nothing from you, right? He's not your problem. When they're making you a vaccine, take the fucking vaccine. Jesus Christ. Are you vaccinated? Are you vaccinated, fam?
Добре. Страхотно. Значи тази вечер видяхме very special set. A very special set.
Oh my God. Oh, we started so well.
Yeah. No, we do so well, but the thing is that it's the first time, за първи път на чужд език in English. So it's the first time, and it's the first time is always a bit, so we'd love to have you, actually, yes. so that we can all say, oh, it was Josh, actually, that
started
that
the
failed
English.
it was going so well. Someday we'll say, when Joshua Aydehen started the English series, Kito will be 150 years old, like, hey kids, I remember taking a talk from his mega vibe then. It should be 3 times longer, I don't know. And he will tell about this day. And what story would you like to tell? An angry one about a man who was angry, or some I don't know, No, of course, I'm joking as well. Everyone remembers angry.
Yeah,
no one remembers calm.
I mean, that guy made a good point. We're all anti-vaxxers and flat earthers. The flat earthers, they fucking drive me nuts, man. Flat earthers is like... I think that this is the one thing it's not the one thing, it's one of the biggest things I hate most about social media. It's just this idea, because we all used to live in a place where it didn't matter which country you lived in, information was centralized. It came from one source. Maybe public television, public radio, whatever, right?
The government.
Yeah, the government. And they kind of decided our perception of things in a way. So if the mainstream decided that you were a bad person, then that's it. You were gone. You were gone. Now, it don't mean shit, right? If the mainstream decides that, like, for example, they might decide that, like Trump, the mainstream decides, what was it, yesterday, he was found guilty of sexual assault, right? That should end someone's career, but no, he has his own fans. And because he's online, you don't need them. He just exists. So, like, flat earthers is like, you can prove with facts that the earth is round, but it doesn't matter because they have their own channels. They just go next time and be like, that's all fake news. That's the problem. We have lost the sense of truth. If I decide to start a cult, and the cult is like, there is no sun, every morning, the government, they put it up. You can't prove it. You can't prove it different. And you'd be like, no, look. I'm like, have you seen it yourself? No. Why is the sun yellow in some places and white somewhere else? And you could be like, because that place has smoke. I'm like, okay, but who put the smoke there?
Yes, of course.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. I mean, there's no truth. But you know what is true? Tomorrow is going to be an amazing night. You need to calm down. That is the truth.
Освен да поканим хората, които са с нас тази вечер, Кито, освен да ги поканим да дойдат да се разберем. Така как на български се казва, елате да се разберем. Нали, ще превеждаме ако трябва, но така както и аз гледам как вървят коментарите, абсолютно няма нужда.
We are in the Truman Show.
We are in the Truman Show, says one of our.
We are in the Truman Show. No, we're not. I've said this to you before. I've said this to you before. We're not special. None of us is special, right? We are
data.
not.
We are data.
We are data, right? We are not in the Truman Show. We're not even in the Matrix. We were the Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah?
No. So it's Alice in Wonderland, Alice in the Looking Glass. And she sees the king who sleeps. And she asks Tweedledum and Tweedledee, who is that? And they go, that's the king who sleeps. This dream, this whole world is his dream.
Oh.
And then she asks him, what happens if he wakes up? And they never answer her. We are that dream. Bill Gates is asleep.
He's the one who's dreaming us.
Yeah, like honestly, this is all. We are all just a part of something way beyond our comprehension and our understanding. And it might be the complete, vast, endless nothingness that is the uncaring universe, which makes it even more sad that we waste this time on such frivolous things. Like, we should be living on Mars right now. And not Elon Musk style, because fuck that dude. I'm talking like real, genuine, we all come together.
Engineers.
Like the Tower of Babel it's not a history lesson. It's prophecy. It's just us telling ourselves that because we can't unite around one language and one common goal, we will never be able to reach God. Ever. Ever. Like, the shit we should be doing with ourselves, we should all be on universal basic income yesterday. Why? Because we invented AI, so we don't need to do shit, right? Oh, well, what will you do? We will do other shit. We will travel through the universe. We are never going to see Jupiter, right? It's right there. And you're going to be like, it's too far away. At one point, America was too far away. You have to get on a boat, and that boat will take 20 years. And then sometimes you might get scurvy and die. And then, 20 years later, they send a letter to your wife back home, be like, he died on the boat. I'm really sorry, right? But now, it's a trip, right? And that was just us coming together, or at least a group of people coming together going, fuck this, I'm going to get there. The right brother's going, fuck this, I'm going to fly. And instead, we're just here, arguing over vaccines. We should be on the moon.
Yes.
In Mars.
Yes.
At least in outer space. We should invent teleportation. We can do so much. But we let these fucking rich people who are sleeping us all, right, control our shit and... Anyway, I'm really good at Tekken.
Аз имам едно официално предложение към Кито.
It's like telling a fish to climb the Empire State Building. If the fish had other fish and they all came together, they would climb the fucking Empire State Building. That's a stupid analogy. Space is not different. Water was different from land, right? At one point. Try and think. The first person who invented the wheel, the first person who attached the wheel to a horse, the first person who was like, fuck the horse, I'm just going to make an engine, right? The person who was like, I'm going to put 3 planks on the water. The next one who decided he was going to put a little cloth and that was going to be a sail because he noticed the wind was pushing shit left, right, center. Space isn't different. We build on top of each other and it's only through working together that we can get somewhere. But no, we need slavery.
It's his own words.
Yeah?
It's his own words. It's easy, as you said.
It's a space isn't, I mean, space isn't different. It isn't. You see, space is different. Like, oh, it's different traveling to space. It is not. It is a challenge that's been put towards there by the universe that we exist in. It is there for us to explore. Just like this planet is there for us to explore. You know what? There's this man called James Cameron. At one point, he was like, fuck it. I want to go to the bottom of the ocean. I don't want to make films. I don't want to make Titanic. I want to go to the bottom of the ocean. Marina Trench. No one has been there. And he went. That took scientists. That took engineers, people coming together to get this one egotistical motherfucker to the bottom of the ocean. We can do whatever we put our mind to because collectively we are unstoppable, but collectively we've decided that vaccines.
Cut that. Let it go. Let it go, man.
Right.
Let it go.
I'm gonna stop.
Let
Every
it
time I see a message, I'm like, ah!
No. Actually,
I love you, Sophia. I did.
Yeah, you just took. So the host tonight, no host. Interpreter, no interpreter. So it was a solo show.
It was a solo show.
So I have this offer to make. The Church of Joshua Aydechen special every 3 months. He just comes here.
Yes.
You just pay him the Stockholm flight. Yeah. He sits there.
And you just say,
go.
I just go.
And let him go and he will do whatever it
is. We're not talking about games anymore.
We started.
We never was taught to.
Yeah, it's never meant to be to talk about games. I just told you that part of it is that they do gaming, but they do culture. They do
Thank
everything.
you very much for inviting me. It's great to kind of like.
Alex is saying that evolution was the mechanism. I agree with that. That allowed the transition from elements. It's gonna take time. No, he wants it now.
No, it's not about I want it now. Like we are the furthest point of evolution in a certain way, right? Animals can do some shit better, but evolution was like, here you go, have a fucking brain. Now do shit, right? Do shit because you know what? Animals don't do, they have better senses, they have better life, they have more fur. Bears can fucking beat the shit out of us any time of day, but can they get together around the fire and cook marshmallow by themselves? No, they have no opposable thumbs. We are the evolution, right? The next step of evolution is what we build, what we make, what we design. Here's a perfect example, right? So you know AI, right? AI, artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Everyone is talking about AI. Oh, it's going to put people out of business and blah. Yes, that is true. But also, the potential of it is huge because try and remember, like, to make reverb, you have to either record in a certain room or come with these big, massive machines. Now, laptop, just a laptop. Press play on the laptop, right? There's a software out there, right? Before, if you want a drummer, you have to get a drummer. Now, you can get an MPC machine. Or there's this machine where you just go and it will transfer that into MIDI drums, right? What that means is that by taking the work and unfortunately the talent and technical skill away from it, people can go straight to the creative acts. They can go straight to the creative process. It's like, so many people always get hamstrung by not being able to achieve something because they don't have the technical skill. They don't have the money to pay people with technical skill. Like someone like myself, right? I always have to work with a producer or a jazz band because I can't, even if I have an idea, I can't play jazz music. I can't whatever. But with software like this, I can study a bit, and I don't have to spend money. I can just use the software and make it. It's the same with AI, right? Instead of having to write like whole articles or whatever, I can have the AI work with me to create something, thereby taking a lot of the work out of it and allow me to be more creative for longer. And that's the nature of society. Before, we used to chip words into stone, and then someone invented the printing press, so then we could just make shit forever. Now we have email, right? We keep building and putting on top of stuff until we get to that mythological tower, that heavens, because we've evolved to get to there. And the people at the top, they don't learn how to kind of like create reverb manually. No, they know how to use the machine, right? That's their world. And they learn, but because they now can do reverb on, using a laptop, they can learn different types of reverb. They can learn how to blend the reverbs in ways that the other person way back when couldn't do because it was too cumbersome.
What about the effort? Because the effort is important part of the creation.
There's going to be a new effort. This is what I'm getting to. There's going to be a new effort.
Are you sure?
Yes, because
why?
Because every new advancement creates a new class that creates a new skill set, right? Like, I know I was writing on like Hollywood films and all of that, but look at, for example, Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, let's forget Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's look at Jurassic Park, right? Jurassic Park is fucking impossible without CGI, right? But for them to get to that CGI, you had to go through years and years of puppetry, of crap computer generation to Ray Harryhausen with the the claymation, and now it's gone to CGI, right? And with that CGI, you look at Jurassic Park now compared to like Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a clear difference because it's gotten better and more detailed and more intense and much more lifelike. Because the moment you take out the work, the hard work, the sort of back-breaking, skull-numbing work out of a process, people become more creative, and that creativity has to get more intricate to up itself. In video games, like one of the things that a lot of video game developers do with conventions is when they come out with a new video game like a trailer, they will always show off what they've learned how to, like, oh, we've invented their eyes can now move independently. Oh, we've invented meta-human. So now when they smile, it's all AI because they're trying to make it, they're trying to make really complex things that would have taken animators ages to make, trying to simplify it. So therefore we can spend more time building like a much more cohesive narrative story, which takes its own work. But if we have to start doing it, if we have to draw the smiling face every single frame, then we can't make really complex stories. Do you get what I mean?
But in cinema, I don't think that it's exactly the same.
Is it because capitalism is a fucker? And this is what I mean. Like, if you were to look at, for example, Everything Everywhere All at Once, that's done by a small team. The stuff that they do in that film is so complex and it requires not computer imagery, but it requires a lot of like editing imagery that they needed software to make it. If they had to do it manually, that film would have cost too much. But now with software, cheaper cameras, they can do that. It's taken something that would have cost a lot of people and a lot of manpower and made it that two people with a fairly small size team with a fairly small to mid-range budget can make something that is so complex and so detailed and so creatively rich. That's what happens that's the great thing about Hollywood. When they actually, and I agree with you, it's rarer now, but when it happens, when they go and they give someone who has such a clear idea and a clear vision the amount of money that they need, right? With the technological skills that they have now, it produces wonders. But an even better example is The Matrix. Because you had The Matrix come out at the same time as Star Wars, Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, culturally and creatively bereft. Everything you're saying, every scene was a green screen. Like, the characters are always walking in and walking out because it's boring as fuck. The story is terrible. But then The Matrix was like, visual techniques that have never been done before. Oh, shit. We've got all these cameras that are fucking cheap. Let's make them into a circle so we can create bullet time. Whoa, yeah. Totally impossible because can you imagine buying a camera, like that many cameras and putting them all and say, no, it would have been too expensive. But now we can do it Because we have the software to make it work. We have the software to link all these cameras together, digital cameras, and we've got a green screen to make it all look nice and fancy. That shit, that scene, Trinity help, that scene in the 80s, who? Bill Gates would not sign that check. Bill Gates would not sign. He would not sign that check. That's it. It's like, this is what I mean. It's like, we have the ability and we are learning enough stuff. We are creating enough stuff independently in different parts of the world to push society. Like, we shouldn't be looking at films and going, oh, it's not for me. We should be, oh, shit, I can't wait to see what they come up with next. But unfortunately, Hollywood is racing to the bottom to make films cheaper as opposed to, no, this shit has made the old work easier. How can we validate this by making our films more creatively exciting? How can we chase even bigger stories, right? How can we chase even more expansive stuff? And this is why I love Avengers, because Avengers does that to a point. They actually went with Avengers like, okay, we've got all the money in the world, and people like our shit. Let us make the biggest motherfucking film we can. And they did. And it worked. You know? I loved it. I'll never watch it again because I don't watch films twice. But I loved it when I watched it. 2 times I watched it. Okay. The next universe. The multiverse. When you conquer the universe, then you chase the multiverse. Dudes, do I have to explain everything?
Look now what Jumbo says. When the old knowledge is not practiced, the way how the new knowledge was arrived at is forgotten.
Yeah, that's what archiving is for. It will be practiced. I mean, we have schools, you don't go to school and they go, okay, hey, so in class, right, we're gonna start by teaching you how to make I don't know, a 3D ball. No, they start with 1 + 1, 2. You have to teach the old knowledge, but the thing is, it's like, there are bits of it that are going to be kind of like a lot more specific, and that will be for kind of like the engineers who will make the software. But there will be people who make shit, and there will be people who use the shit that they make, and all of that, and all of that will make the process a lot easier, rather than there just being one class of like everyone who wants to use reverb again. It used to be like you had to be an expert in reverb to use reverb, right? So now, true, we've lost that job. That job is gone, right? Because now everybody has reverb on their computer, right? But there's so much more people who have reverb on their computer. There's so much more artists who are creating new music because you don't have to hire a reverb guy to make reverb music. That is an advantage.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
This is an advantage. The problem is, will we use this advantage?
Yeah. No, I mean, the moment we add human beings to anything, then the world is fucked, right? Because for me, the question should never be like, oh, what jobs do we lose? The question is like, why do we have jobs? That is the question. Why do we have jobs, right? We live in an abundant world, abundant resources. We as a society have the capability to make sure that no one on the world suffers, right? Why do we have economics? Why do we have capitalism? Why do we have the rich and the poor? These are all interesting questions. I'm sure people can come up with very clever answers, and I sound like a bit of a lefty loon or whatever, but that is the questions we should be asking now, I think, because the old systems don't work. And we have enough to take care of everyone. And I don't believe that a software engineer should be out of a job because AI can write code. That don't make sense, right? Sure, I believe the AI should help the software engineer kind of like improve on his career. Hell, I believe the software engineer should get a monthly stipend so he can think, what do I really want to do with my life? What do I really want to do? I know you'd be surprised when people have that kind of free time, they do shit. They do interesting shit. Like build spacecraft to take us to the moon.
But if there is no trade, which is the engine which pushes the civilization,
Is it?
Is it?
I'm asking questions though. Is it though?
Me too. I'm asking questions. Is
it really? Is it? God, I sound like a flat earther. Is it what they've told us? The trade!
But somehow the trade actually moved the civilization.
Yeah, but I mean, the idea that
when there is no profit, what people will do? and how we're gonna keep what we built.
I love this question because here's the thing, right? I love it. We were all here talking about the greatest trick the devil ever proved was convincing us
that there is no devil.
That we need money. We need money. We don't. Money is it's a collective decision, not even a collective decision. People who are fucking rich convince us that wealth means something. Right?
Bankers.
Yeah, bankers and kings, they convince us that all the shit they have means something and gives them power and authority over us. And we all agreed in some way, shape or form, right? The idea that we need as a society to make a profit is false. The idea, like, again,
I agree, but for now there is no other method.
No, there isn't. Not because no other method works. There are other methods that could work.
You know what? It's getting worse. It's not
getting worse.
Better.
It's getting worse. It's not getting better because people suck. Because people in general suck. That is the problem. That is the end goal of all of this. People generally suck, right? People fuck shit up, and no. Someone said I vote Labour for sure. That's true. I vote Labour all my life because I'm not stupid. I will always vote tactical. But if I was going to vote with my heart, I'd vote Green. Why? Because we are at end times. We are at end times. The reason I'm making spoken word and house music, which we can listen to tomorrow, and on Friday, because I'm like, the world's going to end. I might as well do what I want, right? I might as well do whatever the fuck I want. Like, you see, society, what's it called? Ecological societies are collapsing at breakneck pace. When the bees go, we are all going to die. When the bees are dead, they take everybody with them. Every single person, right? There is no life without insects, and they are dying in the bazillions because of pesticides and all sorts of shit that we're pumping out into the world. And it's like, what are the political class doing? Nothing. What are people doing? Nothing. It's like, so... Do you know what I mean? Like, I hear you tell me, okay, Josh, everything you're saying sounds great, but how's it going to work? Because it's all fucked. I agree with you. It's all fucked. Thank you very much. It's been a lovely time.
Okay, goodbye. Come tomorrow to the concert and that's it.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. Like, I mean,
we made a director's cut.
Yeah.
I think we made a good deal of a.
Oh God. No, this is what I mean. We could.
No, because in my opinion, it's like drops after drops after drops after drops, and we always want the next drop, and.
I would actually say something. I believe that society is cylindrical. It's circular. It's circular.
Okay.
Like, we have lived in a period, probably the longest period of peace, right? And we have believed ourselves, because of that period, that we are constantly progressing
and
upwards. Good. Yeah, you know, the Nazis, that ended. We're never going back. Whoops. You know, feminism is here. It's never changing back. Whoops. Trans people, because they're visual. No, we have to remember, right, that human beings have been here 30,000 years minimum. All the shit that we are doing now. Forget the technological stuff because that, you know, I don't think I'm not saying like 30,000 years BC they're having iPhone. I'm not saying that. But as a society, it's a circle, right? Yeah, right now we are going through a terrible white ring patch, right? Eventually, people are going to wake up and be like, oh shit, all the black people are dead. And I feel a bit progressive. And suddenly, the left to come in, right? And then the left to be in there for a bit, and then suddenly everyone's like, it's time for a change. I think I'm gonna vote center or right. And then it happens. And there are things which we are still suffering what's it called? Consequences for, like slavery. Slavery, if you look at the world's history or human history, it's a relatively new proposition. The idea that one man, it was created specifically to push the idea of slavery. Because before that, what were black people doing? We were all just hanging out. All of us were hanging out. The Moors, everybody in Poland, they were all just hanging out. And then someone was like, I'm going to slave black people. And how's that justified? Well, the Bible says it's stupid. And then that's been fucking us up for this long, right? But then it's gonna pass. It's gonna be forgotten, and then we're going to move on. And you know what? Art, history. This is the unfortunate thing about human beings. We can't contain enough. We can't hold enough information. We we can digest and put trauma and emotions into our DNA, but we can't do knowledge. So when someone like the Library of Alexandria burns down, all that shit goes with it. And then we have to learn it all again, right?
Scratch.
How do you make samurai swords? Right? you have to make okay, that is the unfortunate point. I mean, so yeah, like, if there's anything that could change, it is that we are finding new ways to capture, what's it called? Data and information
Knowledge.
that hopefully we can save for the next generation. And I don't know, maybe we'll evolve and our brains will just start taking in more stuff. We'll lose our wisdom teeth and we have bigger brains, and then suddenly we'll remember more shit and people won't vote Nazis and because they'll be like, oh shit, no, I can remember. I remember Trump. That's not happening again, right? And then we'll move on. But yeah, we are the thing that fucks everything up. But, you know, there's one thing I would say about society that I would say isn't a fuck up. And that's tomorrow and Friday. It's pure killer, no filler. Yes, I am a woke left socialist. That's me. Don't you fucking forget.
I think that there's a third left that's omitted.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're
Third
actually woke,
left.
left.
No, first. Two more lefts. That way
Okay.
Dude, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Only one person
Guessed right.
right.
Yeah. Имаме един участник познал точните килограми.
Yes, and there was 4.
The right answer is 4.
The right answer.
4 пъти участва Джошуа Айдехен със свои парчета в 4 различни издания на The Comet is Coming, и ако не се лъжа, Петко Георгиев.
Той позна.
Освен, че първи позна, ами и втори и единствено за сега той позна, така че Петко, печелите, можете да си избирате.
Да.
Дали,
тя да пише
дали искате...
Той, доколкото разбрах, или поне така подозирам, че е от Пловдив, защото каза, че в София е супер, но ако дойде в Пловдив ще е още по-супер или нещо.
Ако дойде от Пловдив, заповядайте и на двете събития. Влизате, ще бъдете специален гост и в двете. Щом за някой, който, нали, не е, както и ти, съгласен с теб, не е само за софиянци.
Да.
не е само.
И не мога да върна коментара, исках да го видим.
4
да.
беше и после беше отново 4 беше писал след това.
Да.
Аз през цялото време си мислех, сега сигурно ми личи, че виждам правилен отговор, нали, да не се издам такова, но успяхме да удържим. Петко, как обажда се на вас?
Той ще се
пише на страницата.
Нека да напише на страницата.
До страницата пише, защото
чудесно. И вземаме оттам нататък. Добре.
Да, ще му вземем данните и ще ги пратим на вас.
Точно така. Петко, наистина се надявам да можете да успеете да гледате поне едната от двете вечери. Ако можете и двете, сериозно заповядайте. Нашето присъствие тук с Джошуа е един експеримент и за нас, тъй като
мафия. Защо Петко? Да разбрах.
Що мафия?
Сега ще обясни.
Ами, може. Няма лошо, заповядайте. Плочи не знам дали носят обаче. Не знам дали носят. Аз със сигурност...
Sorry. That was not done.
Ето и на чужденците им се случва. Опасявам се, че не носят плочи. Плочи ще си нося аз, колкото съм си събрал да ми ги подпишат. Но знае ли човек, заповядайте. Може и да изпадне от тук там някоя плоча. Знае ли човек? Добре, Джошуа?
Final
words to our wonderful audience tonight.
You guys have been really great. You've been funny. Even the ones who were speaking in Syriac, I completely understood what you were saying, which is why I responded. Thank you for listening to me rant for ages. If you want to hear more ranting, well, no more ranting. I'm a lot more eloquent when I'm performing. And also, yeah, if there's anything you should take from this, is follow Stretch. The world's going to end, so you might as well have as much goodness in your life. So
life is short, follow music.
Life is short, follow Stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch a day,
Stretch a day
Is it
keeps
stretch a day?
the blues away. No, keeps the blues at heart, but the
You're
big guy-
overcomplicating thing. A stretch a day is a stretch a day.
Okay.
Oh, a stretch a day. It makes the politics upside down.
Yeah, okay. But where's the doctor? Someone has to go away.
No, doctors
No one
are
goes away.
doctors are
Doctor stay. Doctor stay.
Doctors are a capitalist scheme.
Okay.
You should all just eat berries. Berries and vibes. Berries and
Много
vibes.
интересно и за нас също, така, поне и за мен и така както колко познавам Джошуа. Той се чувства в свои води. You seem like you've done this before, streaming.
Nee, oh my god. I haven't.
Много first timers, много първи
This is actually my first stream. This is my first stream.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Peace from Las Vegas, from our
Hey,
friend Alex.
Las
Vegas.
Vegas. What happens in Vegas
Stays in
Vegas.
Okay, let's ask because we have 4 questions which we ask. It's
Okay.
around 4.
Okay.
One, have you tried tarator, the Bulgarian cold soup with cucumbers?
No. I specifically only eat meat while I'm here.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's cucumber and meat. I don't think so.
Okay, but
Не го питай, то няма...
no problem.
Няма смисъл, май.
You know how it looks?
Does it have meat in it?
No.
No, I don't know what it
Okay,
looks like.
good. But what you think it should be made with? Cutted cucumbers? А как е на стъргане?
Grated
or cut?
Or
cut on cubes?
I feel great.
What?
You're an enemy.
Well, the thing is like, okay, wait. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase my
Yeah.
question. Is the cucumber pickled?
No.
Кисело ли е?
No, they're grated. Sorry.
Yes, of course.
Yes. If it was,
Yes,
if
I
it-
am
Yeah,
sorry.
Nigeria!
I'm sorry, I
If it
forgot.
was pickled, I'd be like, you're okay,
Of
good.
course.
Yeah.
But if it's not pickled,
If
it's
it's not pickled,
impossible.
then I'm
to-
sorry.
of
Then
course,
just
yeah.
grade the thing, Johnny. I don't want to see it.
To which side is the toilet paper? Towards the wall or towards yourself when you put
Always
it
towards yourself.
Of course.
Are you mad?
Of
God.
course. There are bad people.
Who is asking that question?
I don't know.
Half
No,
of my
I'm asking
office,
the question,
half of my
but
office is...
What?
yeah,
I would
criminals.
I would take them all to the toilet.
Criminals.
We are having a staff meeting at the toilet. Everybody.
What is this?
What?
What is this?
And the most important question on the Death Star.
Yeah.
What do you think? There were like, civilians,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
DJ.
DJs, painters.
Hey,
Actors.
That was look, the Death Star being destroyed, right? That Star Wars Episode 4 is the biggest piece of propaganda ever made, right? We all watched an entire civilization go poof, right? Go poof. Why? Because they have a warhead, right? That is kind of like how
Iran.
America bombed Hiroshima because they did stuff to Pearl Harbor and everyone was supposed to cheer. Think about it.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
When Americans talk about Hiroshima, do they go, oh yeah, we bombed a whole bunch of women and children. No, we bombed the enemy and they surrendered. Like, you killed a fuck ton of people,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
There
Hundreds of thousands.
was a man, right, who was on the toilet when Luke Skywalker fired
Yes.
into, he did a shit at the exact same time those things went into the hole. Can you know what that feels? You know what that feels like? Your last thing. The water splashing back up and fire.
It's crazy.
The last
cruel.
It's
So
the last
it's very
the last taste before
Yeah,
you
yeah.
die.
Your
was
own-
your own shit. Like, no, like, I mean, and also, who is Luke? Luke Skywalker is an indoctrinated religious fanatic.
What about Leia? It's
No, Leia is a, what's it called? She's a feudal fascist. Leia, Princess Leia. What?
Yes.
She's better than us, huh? Oh, she's better than us. Oh, she was born royal blood. Oh, okay, Princess Leia. And then Luke is what? A farm boy who meets an old man who tells him, "Go and fight for me. The Force will be with you." What is that? What is that? If not religious fundamentalism, right? You got Han Solo there, right? Han Solo. Bear in mind, this is how much of a fucking religious nut. Luke Skywalker, first person he kisses is who? His sister, right? Han Solo is there, right? Han Solo's seen some shit. He's been around the galaxy. He's fought left, right people, right? And he looks Luke in the face and he tells him, like any normal person would be like, don't believe this bullshit. It's all bullshit. All of it. It's all a bunch of gibby-gabba to get you to part with money. And who disagrees with him? The old Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh no, it's the ideas of the man that matter. No! He's a fucking religious fundamentalist. He is. I'm sorry.
That's a very nice new question.
Okay.
Is Obi-Wan Kenobi a fundamentalist?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan. O-B-B Bin Laden. Huh?
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. That's it.
Yeah, Bin Laden 1. Obi-Wan.
It's there.
Old man lives in the caves, recruiting young, impressionable farm boys, making them go on a death mission to kill an entire society. What is the Death Star if not 9/11?
Oh, that's crazy.
Huh? It's all nice when it's Americans doing it, But when it's a different language, oh no. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Very nice. Don't listen to Alex.
Upgrades.
Alex, he's Armenian, so don't listen to him. She says that the Darth Vader's daughter you are talking about there, put respect on her name.
Put respect on her name.
But he's Armenian, so we don't listen to Armenians.
I'm sorry. Wait. When did Darth Vader know he had a daughter?
What?
When did Darth Vader know he had a daughter?
What?
When did
This could continue like hours. What?
When did Darth Vader know he had a daughter?
I know.
Return of the Jedi. And you only knew because he read Luke's mind.
Oh my.
So what is Darth Vader? A deadbeat dad.
Darth
Darth Vader should put some respect on his daughter's name. He didn't even know he had a daughter until he almost died.
So
he met the first time he met his son, he cut off his hand. What is that? That's a deadbeat dad. That's right there. Well, I mean, I know some dads are strict. I know about tough love.
Take some more than.
Oh God, you're going to kill me.
Yes.
No.
Or no.
No.
Okay. What videos we had supposed to
Oh, we had so much in stock. Comment is coming videos.
Oh God.
Yeah, we had some on the fire, which is more or less the most popular.
Аз не сетих при малко, но това е Петко, който прати почти за баща ти.
Стига бе.
Да. И от Пловдив, да. Той му подари плочи специално на баща му на Кито.
Супер. Поздрави, Петко. Добра инвестиция.
Това е?
Това е най-известното парче. Summon the Fire, призови. Да призовем огъня и да камате с камък в най-доброто им форма.
Да не ни спрат стрима за авторски права.
Така ли?
Принципно могат.
Така ли?
Да. Фейсбук следи.
Facebook can start the audio of this.
Okay, we'll stop
We
it.
don't want the stream. We don't want this marvelous conversation, to go away. Because of Shabaka.
This is what I mean. It's like we're doing it on Twitch instead of Zuckerberg.
But on Twitch, yes, on Twitch they'll just mute this part.
But here, Zuckerberg will kill it all.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, if you want to hear the comment, there's only one way then.
Yeah.
Live and direct.
Yeah, live and direct. Петък вечер, така в 10 някъде със сигурност няма да е в 9 часа е обявено началото на концерта. Има Джошуа Айдехен, има писта машина, така че The Comet is Coming ще са малко по-късно.
I know what we can do.
What we can do.
So I need you to give me a 4/4 beat. That's not 4/4. Alright. Likes to hang in Hackney, but you won't catch him in Myland, cause if he show face in Myland, cause things will likely get violent, bruv. Likes to hang in Hackney, but you won't catch him in Myland, bruv. If he show face in Myland, bruv, things will likely get violent, bruv. That boy, that idiot, thinks he's grimy, thinks he's brilliant. He don't know his time is limited, can't see his end is imminent. That boy, that idiot, thinks he's grimy, thinks he's brilliant. He don't know his time is limited, can't see his end is imminent. Imminent.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I'm coming on stage with you together. I Friday.
So yeah, that's basically what it sounds like.
Facebook is the emperor.
Yeah,
Finally,
no,
finally.
That's not a lie, you know. That's not a lie.
So we should.
It goes on forever. My ears are hurting. Oh, man, Petco,
Okay.
we were friends. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was amazing.
Let's do the Nigerian thing.
Yes, we should. Yeah. Oh shit, that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what you were doing. Hey!
Лека нощ на всички и заповядайте утре на концерта. От колко часа беше?
9 часа.
9 часа. Къде?
Singles.
Singles. Сега ще пуснем регенци. Понеже нямам друго.
Как да нямаш?
Нищо, регенци е супер. Няма да пусна, защото нямаше как. Не, трябва да настроя това, спираме стрима, лека нощ на всички и до другата седмица.